Bradford, UK. Okay. That's a number of people, Nigeria also. So just drop in the chats if you are outside of Nigeria, UK, okay, see someone from China. That's an interesting Shanghai. All right. All right. It's good to have you guys on board. Distinctive learn. Okay, it's good to have you guys on board. Nigeria Peninsula. Fantastic. All right. Okay. All right. Someone from Ghana also is in the house. Okay. Anyways, we still have quite a number of people that are going to be joining us, and today is going to be it's going to be more storytelling today. All right. So you see, quite a number of people are still trying to make a decision. All right, to say that, oh, I don't know what I want to do in tech. All right. I don't know what career path to take. And trust me, I was in that phase, when I wanted to start my own career. Okay. I was there. All right. So at that time, all right, there was no structured learning. There was no platform like Analytics where you can actually talk to somebody to tell the person, oh, I want to become a data analyst. Okay. I don't know what to do. You understand? I'm just going to mute everyone so that we don't get people interrupting. Okay. So, there was no platform where I could talk to somebody, okay, and tell them my fears and what I want to do, what I want to achieve, the kind of person I am, and all that. So then I did HR. All right, so that's why I know a bit of HR analytics. So I did HR. So I did my CIPM. I tried to enter into HR analytics and all that. I did HR analytics. So from HR analytics, I went into. I actually started with finance. Okay, so I started with financial modeling. Started building financial models for businesses, for startups back in Nigeria. Then I moved from finance to HR, from HR. That's why I started saying, okay, you know what? I want to do core data analytics, just data, data engineering, data science, and all that. And that's how I was able to transition. Okay. So, a lot of people are still in that phase, that beginner phase, that you don't even know what to do. All right. You don't know what career path to take. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. But we're going to make it interesting, or I'm going to make it interesting in the sense that I'm going to use my own personal experience to tell you a story, all right, that would explain each of those career paths, okay, to make it easy for you to know where you fall into, all right, to make it easy for you to know where you fall into, or where what's actually what tickles your fancy essentially, all right. So, so what we're going to be doing today, we're just going to be talking about all the career paths, and you can decide. Then after you can decide which of these career paths you would like to get into. All right. So if you're joining us for the first time, if this is your first time joining us on this kind of call, on this our masterclass, I want you to put a 1 in the chat. If this is your first time, put a 1 in the chat. Okay, I can see 2 people. This is your first time joining our masterclass. 3 people, fantastic. All right, more people. This is your first time joining our session. All right, multiple sessions. Some people have joined multiple times. That's good. So, if this is your first time, we have the usher in the house. Okay, we have an usher in the house that will take you to there's a seat. You just look to your right. There's a seat allocated for you. All right. We will be serving Ghanaian jollof and Nigerian jollof with small chops for you. Okay. So all right, we have quite a we have a seat dedicated for first timers. All right. So, anyways, if it's your first time, if this is your second time, your third time, it really doesn't matter. We would always want to reiterate what we do here at Analytics. All right. And it's very fundamental for us, all right, because we want to tell a story. Okay. So with analytics, what we are doing, or our mantra, what we are set out to do, what we are set out to achieve, is to get more Africans aware and also get them into the tech space. All right, that's literally what we want to do. That's what we want to achieve. All right. So having Ghana close to a decade experience in the industry, okay, I have seen that majority of Africans don't work in tech. If you have an hangout, okay, with young professionals, you would likely see people doing menial jobs, traveling out, doing menial jobs and all that. All right. Just a very handful of people are working in tech. All right. And that's what really tipped it off for us to say that why are people not transition? Why are people not working in tech? All right. You move from one company to the other company and you don't see an African. All right. So these are the things that, that burden us to say that, okay, do you know what? Let's create a platform to educate Africans, not just Africans outside the country, but Africans back home, that there are tons of opportunities in tech. You don't need to break the bank. You don't need to break your head in order for you to learn a skill and even get a job. Okay. You don't need to jump over mountains in order for you to get started in tech. All right. We have jumped mountains to get started. Like I said, I tried so many things before I started. But you don't need to go through that hustle. You don't need to go through that hurdle in order for you to get started. And that's the reason why we developed the platform to lower the entry barrier. So all that it takes you 9 months, 10 months, 1 year, 2 years for you to get a job. You don't need to go through that long process. All right. We have broken it down for you so that you can actually leverage our experience in order for you to get started. All right. So we offer training programs along the lines of data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, and Power Platform. All right. So we leverage experienced professionals, all right, people that have gone through what you are going through at the moment, all right, and have transitioned and are currently working as, core data or tech professionals in the industry. So you see people working with Apple, Microsoft, McKinsey, Amazon, Deloitte, KPMG, Google, and so on, leveraging their own experience and using the experience to teach people. All right. So that's what we call experiential. That's our own approach. We call it the experiential approach to learning, where we use other people's experience to teach you. So you want to become a business analyst. You're always wondering, what do a business analyst, what do they do? All right. If I tell you theoretically, you would probably understand 20%. All right. But if I tell you from my own experience, all right, tell you a story about how I use business analysis in my previous role and how it works, and this is what you'll be doing on a day-to-day basis, you would likely get it, in other words, 50 to 70% extra. Okay. Now, when you now do a project on that same case study or another case study entirely, you get it 100%. All right. So this is our own approach to teaching people. And today is just going to be, conversation and all that. So, a key thing for us is our achievement last year. What really drove us to do more this year is because of what we were able to achieve last year. Okay. So last year was more, referral, talking to people and all that. And the funny thing was, or the great thing was, we were able to achieve 500 people. All right. So you see, we did over 500 people last year, and these 500 people were people just getting started. All right, that had no prior experience. That this is just them. This is their first attempt in getting a job. All right, we had people that relocated and were working menial jobs, and these people were getting jobs in tech. All right, working as data analysts, business analysts, data engineers, data scientists, and all that. All right. So, getting their first job in tech. So it's not like people that had experience in computer science or that had experience in engineering or had experience in something. All right. And they were looking for ways to pivot into data analytics or data science. These people were basically, some of them were bakers. And I usually tell experience about a particular lady, right? She was a baker all through her life until she relocated to the UK. And currently she works as a data scientist. So people come up to say that you can't become a data scientist. It's impossible. You can't do it in 3 months. But these are things we know when people try to do things by themselves, they feel like they know everything. Well, this is me coming from my own experience, and the step that we took is what we are using to leverage, teach other people to get them started in tech. So exactly that's what we did last year. I said that we need to do more. We need to help everybody. In fact, we want to get everybody to be working in tech. Well, obviously, it can't be everybody. All right. It just has to be the people that are interested to get them ready. All right. So we have people working across different institutions, Frasers, HSBC, Western Union, Amazon, Unilever, so on and so forth. Quite a number of firms, NHS and all that. So you see, we have quite a number of people working across different organizations, and this is just a few of them. So, with the things we did last year, we got a lot of recognitions for it. Business Day also stated that Tenalytics helps Africans across 4 continents land tech jobs. These are the things that we did. We're trying to build a community awareness to tell people that you can actually learn this thing. You don't even need to get a master's to get a job. Do you understand? All you need is an hands-on practical session, all right, take you step by step. And these are the awareness we're bringing to people. So we did data analytics hackathon last year, okay, and 1 million was awarded to the top 3 participants in this particular hackathon. Okay, Nigerians need to make data-driven decision making by Tenalytics. This was on the Punch newspaper, and you see we're featured in quite a number of online profiles last year, even early this year also. Of PR Fire, which is based in Europe, is an Europe-based platform for news and all that. They also wrote about how we are reiterating a commitment to help Africans get tech jobs in Europe. So it's not just the UK, all right? We have people in Poland, we have people in Norway, we have people in Germany, France that are getting jobs, all right? So it's not just, oh, I'm in the UK, oh, I'm in Canada, oh, I'm in this, I'm in that. No, we had people getting a job in Norway, Germany, and so on and so forth. So it's across Europe. And it's not just Europe. We have people in Canada getting jobs, US. And this is just awareness to tell you that you don't, honestly, I wish I could. If there's a way I could open people's head and tell them that you could actually learn this thing and get, good paying jobs. That's the way we want to do it. All right. So we also did, an initiative this year to help 300 women get into tech. All right. So during the International Women's Day, we launched a particular program to encourage women. So the first way you look at the spectrum of, people in tech at the moment, Africans, first of all, are disadvantaged. Now, upon African, being an African and being a woman in Lady African, you are furthermore disadvantaged. And that's the reason why we came up with this particular initiative to encourage more women. The women, I don't know why, but and the funny thing is, our hackathon, women, the ladies have been the first to run up the winners of our hackathon. Do you understand? So we usually tell women that a lot of them feel like they need to be the smartest person in order for them to get started. And those are like major misconception people have. But anyways, we were able to get, create a discount for 300 women, train them, and currently some of them are already working in tech already. So we had another data analytics hackathon, and we leveraged top professionals across the world. Michelle Conway is currently the lead data scientist with Lloyds Bank in the UK. Okay. Sadiq works with Google. Smart Analytics Customer Engineer with Google. Sebastian works with Cambridge University, data scientist and AI ethics researcher with Cambridge University. And last but not least is Olamide Jola Osho, head of data and insight with Wemaba. So these are the people that we have within our network that we leverage, all right, in order for us to build that community and build awareness as to you can actually learn tech and get started, and even significantly more than where you are at the moment. So now the key question I want to ask you is why choose a career? Why are you looking to learn career in tech? Why are you looking for a career in tech? Why do you want to choose a career in tech? So put it in the chat. Let's start from there. Okay. So put it in the chat. Why did you want to choose a career in tech? Why? Why are you getting started? I'm going to tell you mine, but I want to see yours first. Flexibility. I love that. Absolutely. All right. Flexibility is great. Flexibility, 6 figures. like and okay, 6 figures, better career path, curiosity, you want to make more money, flexibility. I think that flexibility is something that a lot of people are looking out for. Diversity, to diversify, fantastic. Work from home, remote working, it's trending. Okay, beyond trending, you need to know why you want to go. All right. Knowledge and flexibility, comfort, try to different remote and comfortable, flexibility, challenging, opportunity to work remotely, work from home. Even because of the first situation, everybody wants to work from home now. Work-life balance. I think because of the first situation, a lot of people are looking to work remotely now. I never used to get a lot of remote. People used to talk about money. Well, I've not seen anybody that talked about money. All right. Nobody has really talked about, I want, except from the 6 figure. But people are looking for remote. So I'm guessing it's because of the fuel subsidy and the fuel issue. All right. So mine is basically because of the money, anyways. We looked at my career path back then. So I started as a management consultant. I did not start as a data professional. So I started as a management consultant. So that's why I started doing HR and financial modeling and all that. So I started as a management consultant. So I looked at it down the line to say that in the next 5, 7 years, the highest role, in the next 5 years, I'll get into a senior manager position. What was my salary going to be? Then was about 700,000. So I was like, I needed to wait 5 years to get to 500, to get to like 700, 800,000. All right. That was too long for me. It was way too long. All right. So I wanted the career path where I can actually, eat those numbers faster, quicker. And career path for me was tech. All right. So it was money. That was what really motivated me to get started. So you guys, you need to look at what actually, you need to look at what motivates you to get started in tech. So, tech is an increasing attractive career path for graduates and career switchers. The key thing here is honestly is career switchers. Back in the days, if you studied accounting, you are an accountant for the rest of your life. All right. If you studied engineering, you are an engineer for the rest of your life. If you have been a banker, you're a banker the rest of your life. So you see this tech as is not attractive to career switchers. Like I said, I did economics in university. All right. I did economics for my first degree. All right. So normally I should have been looking for bank job or just stay in consulting and stay consulting all my life. Do you understand? But I was able to move from consulting to the tech career. All right. The same thing, we have people who switching from banking, from finance, from different parts of the different career paths into tech. So career switching now is the in thing. And that's what that's the flexibility, tech has provided for us. All right. So the first thing is great work-life balance and flexibility. Somebody mentioned that already. They want that flexibility. And it's that, I think it's just our own generation whereby we don't want to be confined to, oh, you must come to do this, you must wear a suit, you must wear a tie, you must do this, you must do that. So, employers and the employees that are looking for that flexibility in their career, all right, great work-life balance, close 5 o'clock, all right, and work certain hours. Now, let me tell you how it is in the UK for some organization. I can tell you categorically because I work in the UK. I've worked in the UK. I've worked with quite a number of firms here in the UK, in Ireland, in the US, and also in Canada. And I'll tell you for free that these organizations, you can schedule the time you work. So if you are better working early in the morning, you can start working as early as possible and close off in the afternoon. And probably if you have some hours in the night, you can start working again. So that flexibility is something that is very important for people. I remember one of my career in my previous roles, I told the lady that, oh, I just sleep. We're having a conversation. And I just said that, oh, I work better at night. All right. That anytime it's late in the night, dark, everybody's sleeping. It's the most time I'm productive. And she was like, oh yeah, that's fine. You can actually work in the night. And I was like, so what happens during the day? Should I take a nap, take a cycle, go out to your family and all that? And I was having that Niger sense that when you say 9 to 5, is literally 9 to 5. You understand? So that flexibility is what you get. All right. Oh, I want to do my work in the night. So there are sometimes you have to be obviously give yourself common sense. All right. If there's a project at hand you need to deliver, you need to work during the day in order for you to deliver those. But there are times where you can actually get that flexibility. And those are the things people are looking out for. Majority of the rules now offer that flexibility. All right. So growing job opportunity. Okay. Every organization now, they are leveraging technology. Every organization you see out there leverage technology. Either they have a website or they have an application, they have a mobile app. They are leveraging technology to ensure things are moving the right way. All right. So you see, there's a big jump. There's a big demand for technology roles. And we're going to explore that. We're going to talk about the opportunities and all that. I'm going to show you places you can apply for remote roles where you can see all these opportunities I'm talking about. So when I talk about opportunities, one thing about analytics is we are not hiding any information. We are literally bringing our education to you, showing you proof that these things exist, and I will tell you practical ways of how you can actually achieve this. All right. The next thing is you don't need a tech related degree. Something that is very attractive for people. Before you wanted to move from, you wanted to get a job in finance. If you never did finance, if you did accounting, you would need to do a master's or an MBA in order for you to get a finance related role. All right. So the same thing with HR, the same thing with other career paths. You would need like a degree to back up your own experience. All right. And this is just the way it was before. But with tech now, you can become a data engineer. You don't need to have gone to school to study data engineering. All right. How many schools currently even offer data engineering as a course? All right. It's just of recent in the last couple of years that you see a lot of data analytics, data science. These things were not taught in school before. Even in BSc, I don't think you have a BSc that has data analytics. Maybe it's a course or it's a topic or something, but it's not like a full-on 4-year course. Do you understand? So you don't need a tech-related degree in order for you to switch. So that's a very big misconception people think they need to get in order for them to get started. All right. So if you're thinking at the back of your mind, I need a PhD, I need a master's for me to get a job in tech, you are really just rationalizing nonsense. Okay. There's no need for you to do that. Absolutely no need. And I'm going to show you, all right, this career, these job opportunities, and you see this spectrum and the things they're requesting for, and you see that these things are not needed. All right. So fantastic salaries and benefits. So I'm going to explore also, I'm going to show you, the average salaries of these career paths, and I would also show you how much in the industry, what they're requesting for. All right, average salaries and all that. So these are fantastic. These are some of the reasons why people are looking to transition into tech. Now, another thing for me is you get to work at the arts of innovation and change. Okay, so every organization that is leveraging it, if you're a business analyst, I'm going to share my own experience. You see exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about innovation and change. So if a business is trying to move forward with a particular, they're trying to get better resources, they're trying to make more money, you are the one that is driving as a data engineer, as a data analyst, as a business analyst, you are the one that is driving this innovation within the business. And that's exactly why people are transitioning to tech. Okay. So who is this person that I was speaking the last couple of minutes? My name is Ifemena Ipro. I am the co-founder of Tenalytics. Currently, I used to work as a business data support lead with the post office. That was my previous role. But currently, I do more of freelancing and consultation for firms in the UK. So I do more of contracts and freelancing jobs here in the US, here in the UK, and also in the US. And I've worked as a business systems analyst. I've worked as a global data analyst. I've worked, quite a number of the data scientists, the business intelligence developer, so on and so forth. Basically, just working across different organizations. But I like to tell most people that I did not jump into it. I literally transitioned. So if you're at that point in your career path where you feel like you need to do something differently, I was at that point also just a couple of years ago. All right. And I made that decision to transition into tech. All right. So I was doing management consulting. All right. You won't see that here. All right. I was doing management consulting. And from consulting, I was able to transition into the tech space. All right. So, it took me a number of years. I won't lie to you. And that's because there was no linear, there was no structured approach, there was no mentor, there was no classes like this that would take you step by step on what to learn. And now you can actually get started. All right. So basically that's about me. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about reasons for selecting the training programs that we offer. All right. So we have 7 programs I'm going to be discussing, and these are the reasons why we are offering just 7. There are a lot of people asking questions around, why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing this career path? Why are you not doing that? Why are you not doing this? These are the 3 key reasons why we are choosing just 7 career paths. First thing here is ease of learning. All right. So a career path that is easy to learn. Okay. Second part is easy to transition and get a job, meaning that there is a high demand for this career path. So let me tell you a quick story about what we did. So what we did was we went online to scrape different job boards. So you see Indeed, Glassdoor, built-in, read.co.uk. We went on different job boards and we did the analysis, all right, to see jobs that always are in demand. That if you learn today, you will likely get a job. In the next couple of weeks, next couple of months down the line, you should get a job. So easy to transition and getting a job. That's a key thing for us. That's a key metric for us to say that you're not just learning this skill for the fun of it. All right, you're learning it to learn a career path, to learn a job, and that's exactly what we're doing. So the next thing is I and rewarding salaries. I and rewarding salaries. So these are the key reasons for selecting the 7 career paths that we are going to be discussing today. It's easy to learn, easy to transition, and high and rewarding salaries. And if you don't believe this, if you don't believe that you can easily learn this, you can easily transition and higher rewarding salaries. If you join our master class, our practical hands-on master class, you would see that these things are easy to learn. Very fact that you would have an instructor that will be teaching you. You would have someone like myself standing in front of you or sitting in front of you, explaining certain concepts to you based on practical knowledge. Okay. So these are the reasons why we selected 7 career paths: easy to learn, easy to transition, and higher rewarded salaries. You don't want to learn a skill that you will not find a job in. So a lot of people you see, they will learn a new skill and they will spend months and years trying to get a job. Now, when you now tell them that, oh, you can learn this and get a job in 2 months, they won't believe it. All right. They will say, no, me, I learned this particular one. It took me 4 years to get a job. Don't use those people's story to judge what we are doing. Do you understand? So, and that's why we try to tell, I'm going to show you all the platform where you can get the remote jobs, and you'll see that these jobs are available. I would literally show you, and you see that these jobs are available. All right. So now let's delve into it. Which of these career paths would you be interested in quickly? Which of these career paths would you be interested in starting? Let's see. Let's start from there. Which of these career paths would you be interested in? So I have BA, data analytics, data analytics are so much. All right. Data analytics, business analysis, BA, data engineering, data analytics, BE, data engineering, data analytics. All right. Fantastic. This is great. Great. Anyways, we're going to be discussing all the career paths. We're going to be discussing all the career paths anyways. And the reason why we are doing this is information. All right. Information is very, very key. All right. So we're going to be discussing business analysis, data analytics, financial analytics, HR analytics, full stack data science, data engineering, and power platform engineering. And power platform engineering. So a lot of people don't know what these people do on a day-to-day basis. I get a lot of questions asking, Mena, what's the difference between business analysis and data analytics? What do that data analytics, are they always building dashboard? Do you understand? In their place of work. Financial analytics, what do they do? HR analytics, what do they do? Data engineers, what do they do? All right. So what I'm going to do to make it easy for us today, all right, is I'm going to be using my own personal experience. All right. I'm going to be using my own experience, like my own real life experience, to explain these several roles. And the beauty of what I'm talking about, the reason why I would be able to give this kind of real life scenarios is because, I've worked across different platforms. Like I said, started in management consulting, moved from HR to finance, from finance to data, data to data engineering, data analytics, data science. I've worked as, I've worked as a career path. Okay. I've done this, even though it's for a month, 2 months, 3 months, I've done this already. So I'm going to be using one of my career paths to explain individual career paths so you understand it a lot better in an actual business case. All right. So this business case is SAP implementation project. All right. It's an SAP implementation project. Have you guys heard of SAP before? SAP. Have you heard of this before? Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard of SAP before. All right. Yes. Only 2 people. Fantastic. All right, Moji says no. So I have a lot of people saying no. SAP, all right, no problem. I see yes, no. Of an ERP, yes, exactly, ERP. Okay, no problem, no problem. That's fine. If you've not heard of it before, you're good. I'm going to explain every single thing in class today. All right. So this project is an SAP implementation project. Okay. So we're looking at the roles, of a business analyst in this project. We're going to be looking at the role of a data analyst, a financial analyst, HR analyst, data scientist, data engineer, and power platform engineer in this implementation project. SAP is what we're calling it. Okay. So SAP is an ERP software. Okay, ERP. So when you say ERP, it is Enterprise Resource Planning. So if you've heard of Salesforce, that's another, that's a CRM tool actually. Okay. All right. But all this application where you can store information and all that within the organization, that's what we call an ERP software. So enterprise resource planning, that's what it is referred to. All right. So let's talk about this. Okay. Let's talk about the business. So I've modified the name of the business, what they do, and so on and so forth. But basically, let me tell you what was happening in the organization. So as a contractor based in the UK, I get to work with a lot of startups. Okay. So this startup is called Express Medical. That's their name. Express Medical. They are European based. Okay. But they started off in the UK. They actually just started off in the UK. They launched in the UK. So the very early part of the startup, they were working, providing services. They were building, they were providing medical technologies for firms in the UK, hospitals, clinical hospitals, pharmacies and all that. They were providing medical technologies to this. Okay, even emergency services and all that. So they are a startup that provide medical technology, equipment to hospitals, medical services, and all that. All right. So you see, in that first year when they started, it was just a small team. All right. It was a small team, and we're doing quite a number of work in the UK. All right. But you see, as the business started to growing, okay, as the business started growing, they started seeing that there was demand for their product, not just in the UK. All right. There was a demand for these same products that we were selling in Ireland, in France, in Germany, across Europe, across top countries in Europe. So they were like, okay, do you know what? Rather than we just making the small money we are making just in the UK, let's be selling to other countries across Europe. All right. Ireland, France, Germany, so on and so forth. Let's sell to these people. All right. So you see, Express Medicals experienced rapid growth. So there was a huge growth. All right. Within the last, after the first year they launched and all that, within just like 2 years into the business, they started selling to Europe. They started doing international logistics and all that. So there was a rapid growth. So internal operations became intricate, all right, leading to challenges in coordinating operations and sharing vital business information. So because of the fact that the business that was small, all right, started growing big. We started having we had a team in Ireland, we had a team in Germany, we had a team in France, Italy, all right. So we had very small teams, all right. Now, because of that small team, okay, data or communication within all the small teams across the country, it was difficult to know what was happening in France. The CEO will ask question, okay, how many products will you sell in France? How many products are we expecting from Germany? What are we doing in Italy? People don't know because everything was siloed. It was siloed, what they call silo of information. So if the CEO has to call somebody in France to know exactly what is happening in France, all right, the CEO will need to call someone in Germany to know what was happening in Germany. Do you understand? And it's frustrating. All right, it's frustrating if the CEO wants to make a decision. All right, or the CFO wants to make a decision to call. Okay, what do you think? What are you doing currently? What's the business process? What have you done? What's the customer saying? So there was a big gap. And let me show you the scenario. This one actually happened. Okay. This was an actual meeting, a board meeting. Even though it was virtual, we didn't have everybody in the team. We didn't have everybody sitting down like this. Okay. But it was a virtual meeting. It was like a virtual meeting with the top people within the organization. All right. So the salesperson started. The sales team said, okay, we sold 200K products across Europe in the first quarter of 2023, and we generated 500,000. That's the sales team. CEO started smiling. That's good. You hit your targets, you watch your target. That's fantastic. But why the CEO was still trying to talk? The finance person came up to say that, Ogbeni, you did do 200K. We actually sold 180,000 products and generated 420,000 instead of 500. So the finance team is saying that we did 20K less. Was telling the sales team that you did 20K less and you also generated 80K less than you said you did. So, and in this kind of situation, all right, let me just tell you this. If you ever find yourself in this situation, the finance team is always correct. Do you understand? The person in the finance team that quotes this number most time is usually correct. All right. And that's because they are the ones that see the bank statements. They're the ones that do financial analysis and all that. So they know exactly the inflow and the outflow. All right. So when this thing happened, there's always a rift between the finance guy, the finance team, and every other team within the organization. All right. So anytime we have this kind of meeting, they nicknamed the finance team. The actually team. Okay. So anytime you go to number, they're always going to come back to say that we named them the actually team instead of the finance team. All right. So you see, the sales team said that, and the finance team was quoting another number. So you could see there was miscommunication between the finance and the sales team. But it was not just the finance and the sales team. It was another team. Another team came up to say, the supply chain team said that all orders have been delivered with no outstanding payment from customers. So this is what the supply chain team was saying. All right. And the actually team also came up to say, we actually have 900 back orders and we are still awaiting 15 payment confirmation from customers. So the finance team thinks they have delivered all the products. The finance team that is tracking, that is receiving, communication from customers and so on and so forth, is saying that we have 900 back orders and 15 payment, all right, 15 payment confirmation from customers. We're still expecting, payment confirmation from customers. The supply chain team also were, back and forth, all this kind of meeting because they are checking one another, all right, fact checking, right? So the CEO had to come up to say that the CEO was like, okay, we've grown so much. We've grown so much that we desperately need a system that would harmonize our business data. So the sales team said we generated 500K. Finance said we did not do 500, we did 420. Supply chain said that we have delivered all the products. Finance team saying that we have 900 back orders. So who do we believe, right? So the CEO came up to say that we desperately need a system that will harmonize our business data so that all this back and forth, we spend 2 hours deliberating who is correct and who is wrong. All right. Let's have one source of truth. Okay. That's what we refer to it. One source of truth, one area, one particular system that would harmonize all the business data. And what was that system? Was SAP. Okay. So SAP is the product that we concluded on. Anyways, I'll walk you through the process of concluding. All right. So in this particular situation, guess whose responsibility is to figure out what to do next? In this situation, guess whose responsibility is to, carry out some tasks and activities. So it was this business, obviously we had a business analyst, okay? So the business analyst would definitely see this as inefficiencies within the business. The business analyst would look at this situation and would see a lot of inefficiencies in this business. Sales is saying one thing, finance is saying another, all right? Supply chain is saying one thing, finance is saying another. HR will say something, finance will say another. Everybody was talking different numbers. So the business analyst is looking at it as inefficiencies. Now, there's a key thing we call gap analysis. There's a key thing we call gap analysis. So it's the business analyst that will do what we call gap analysis. So there are 3 things when you're talking about gap analysis. There are 3 key elements in gap analysis. The first thing is the current state of a business. All right, the current state. Now, this is the business analyst doing all this work. Nobody else is a business analyst. So when you're doing that requirement gathering and your elicitation and all that, This is what you're talking about. Okay. So you have the current state. That's the current state of the business, which is everybody data information is siloed. Finance data is only within the finance team. Okay. HR data is only within HR. Supply chain is only within supply chain. So before you can get information from supply chain, you will need to write an email, or you write an information, send an email to the finance team to get that information that you're looking for. So that's the current state. There was a lot of inefficiencies with the way communication, all right, information flows within the business. Now, we have a future state. The future state is what the CEO has recommended. Okay, so the CEO said that we need everything centered in one place, harmonized in a central location. All the data within the organization is centered in one place. So if it's in New York, if he travels to the US, he can find out what is happening in the UK. If he wants to find out what's happening in France, he can easily go to that platform and find out what is happening in France. So that's the future state. One platform that houses all the information that you're looking for. That's the future state. Now, between the current state and the future state, that is what we call the gap. Okay. So what is hindering the current state getting to the future state? That is what we call the gap. That's what we call the gap analysis. All right. So gap is what separates the business current state from its future state. That's a simple term. That's what it refers to. All right. So now the key thing, next key thing is the action plan. We need action plan. How do we move from current state to the future state? That's the action plan the business analyst will start to work on. All right. What do we need to do? What do we need to implement? How do we implement? Talking about implementation strategies, change management, and all that. Those are the things that you need to talk about as a business analyst. So now these are the current states, basically explaining exactly what we need to do. All right. So the current state, data security and governance. So there's no data security because you don't even know where the data exists. So the finance team, you don't know where they keep their data. The supply chain team, you don't know where they store their data. HR, you don't know where they store their data. There's no data security. There's no one central source of truth that tells you the data is secure. So currently, there's issue with data security and data governance, integration with third-party application, scalability, and future growth. So you can't even scale. So because we started selling in other European countries, we started seeing a lot of inefficiencies. We couldn't scale because if we opened in more countries, there would be more problem. So scalability was hindered because of this particular feature. All right. So we're using legacy systems, and data migration also was some of the issues that we had. Okay. Future states, which is the desired states, the place we want to get to. Okay, so streamline processes, enhance data visibility and accuracy, improve collaboration and communication, effective resource planning. All right, so these are the things that we want to get in our future states, where streamline processes. If you want to book an order, it's easy to go to that platform, book the order. All right, enhance data visibility and accuracy in the sense that if HR says this, finance will say the same thing. If logistics says this, supply chain will say the same thing. Everybody harmonizing together. It's the future state of the business. All right. And improve collaboration and communication and so on and so forth. But do you understand? So now the key question the business analyst will ask is, do we build this application or do we buy this application? Now, this is a key question that you need to talk about. You need to research, okay? Do we build our own ERP software or do we buy one from the market, off the shelf in the market? All right. So which one would you say we should do? Buy or should we build or buy? What do you think? Put a build or buy in the chat. Let me see which one you would recommend as future business analyst. Would you build or buy? Build more. All right, fantastic. That's good. It's good opinion. We see build. We see a lot of building. All right, building an ERP is not easy at all. It's not easy. I'm gonna lie to you. All right. The reason why some ERP software dominates the market is because it is very difficult to build. It's not easy. It's not an application you can spend 2 months to build or 3 months to build. It's not easy. And that's where research comes in. So your role, as part of your role as a business analyst, you will need to do a lot of research, okay, to find out what is used in the industry, other counterparts that have gone through this, what do they use, what kind of system are they using? You need to do the research to find this out. So building might be very difficult for this particular business, all right? To build will not be an option. And that's because it is expensive. You will need to get software developers, you will need to get front end, back end, you will need to get, data architects, you will need to get like a fresh team of people that will be working on this particular project. All right. Now, because there's an application in the market that can work. There's an application in the market that can work. All right. And that's where you go to buy. You go and buy SAP. You subscribe to SAP. All right. Because this an ERP software. It's not a leaf tracker. It's not a small application and used for small processes within the business. This is, a very big holistic, application, supply chain, logistic, finance, inventory, everybody could be embedded in this system. And that's what SAP does. And that's why you see a lot of large organizations are using SAP because it's very, very dynamic, all right, and it's very robust. Even though there are still some little, challenges you get using SAP, but in the market, it's still one of the robust technologies for ERP. So we decided to buy rather than to build. Okay. So if you have a very good software development team, okay, you will likely want to build your own, okay, customize it to your taste. All right. So you might want to build yours, but in this situation, rather than build, it will take us time, money, and all that. What do? We just buy off the market. All right. So we bought SAP. All right. So because of this, because we bought SAP, and I'm going to walk you through the role of each individual will play in this SAP implementation. So SAP is basically is an application, is an ERP application. All right. So when you say ERP, is a software, is an enterprise resource planning application. When you say enterprise resource planning, that's enterprise resource planning. Okay. So it's a software that harmonizes everything within the organization. Okay. That houses literally everything. It's like a one-stop shop. All right. So our application, when you go to the application, you can get information about products. You can get information about the inventory. You can get information about services, sales, human resources, purchasing, CRM, warehouses, financials, so what, everything about the business, everything is in one location. So it's an enterprise. That's why they call it enterprise. All right. That's the entire organization. Everything is inside one application. So SAP stores everything within the organization. Human resources in there, finance in there. Everything is embedded in one application. All right. So system application program. Thank you. That's okay. All right. It's like a database. Somebody says like a database. So basically, SAP is that enterprise resource planning application that houses data information about everything you're doing in that particular organization. So it's like a source of truth. It's like I'm looking for an analogy I could use to explain. It's like a mall. Okay. It's like a mall. You walk into a mall. All right. That mall contains several things. If you want to play game, it is there. You want to buy shoes, you see a store that sells shoes. If you see a place where you want to cut your hair, you want to make your hair, the mall contains everything that you're looking for. All right. So it's just like a mall for the business. So if you're looking for any information, you go to the ERP software, which is SAP, and you can search, you can move around, and you will see exactly what you're looking for. Do you understand? Does that make sense? Adiola? So you could just give me a thumbs up if that makes sense to you. All right, so that's SAP if you've never heard of SAP before. But anyways, it's good that you're hearing for the first time. That's good. Okay, so that's SAP. SAP is just like a one-stop shop that contains a source of truth that stores everything about the business. All right. So I'm going to be talking about this implementation project. Okay. So we had a business analyst, we had everybody, we had these people were present in the organization, a business analyst, a data analyst, financial analyst, HR analyst, full stack data scientist, data engineer, and power platform. Now, the key question is, what role did they play? Would they play? All right. What role did they play? Now, we've seen a tiny bit of what a business analyst did, okay, with the gap analysis, okay, current state, future state, the gap, action plans, and all that. All right. But those are the key functions of a business analyst, looking at inefficiencies in the business and looking at ways those inefficiencies can be optimized. All right. So let's start with the business analyst. All right, the key role of a business analyst in this particular project. All right, so you see, the role of a business analyst acts as a bridge between stakeholders, business stakeholders, and the technical team. So the business analyst is literally that person that is standing in, not necessarily in the middle. Okay, the CEO says that we need a system that would harmonize all the business data. All right. Now, is now the onus is on the BA, the business analyst, to understand that requirement. You say you want a place where everything would exist, correct? Ask all the questions they need to ask from the CEO, get the requirements that the CEO wants to achieve. All right. And how do we now achieve this? That's the role of the business analyst. All right. So the business analyst will go on to speak to key members within the organization. That's where you talk about requirement gathering. Okay. So what are you looking for to achieve? HR, what do you want to achieve? Finance, what would you like to achieve? This one, what would you like to achieve? Gather all the requirements from all these people and see how it can be incorporated into the business software. All right. So if we need to build the application, you would get the technical team, okay, the software developers, the data engineer, the data architect, all those, the technical people, and tell them we need to build this application. All right, this is what we need to have. This application must have this functionality. This application must be able to do HR analysis. This application must be able to do financial modeling. This application must be able to do everything. So it's a technical team that will now start to build. Okay, those are the people, the technical, the coders, the programmers, and all that. So the business analyst is basically like a communicator, okay, communicating what the business stakeholders want to achieve to the technical team. The inefficiencies or the backlog or the issues they're facing, the business analyst will also communicate that to the business stakeholders. If there are, gaps, if there are issues, or if there are backlogs and all that. All right. So in this particular situation, you'll see business analysts conduct interviews and gather requirements from stakeholders regarding the existing process. Like I said, they will speak to other people within the organization. Look by me, please, what is wrong with what issues are you facing? What are you doing currently? That's what you call requirement gathering. And how do you gather requirement? Through interviews. Okay, you talk to them. Okay, can we speak? Can I schedule 5 minutes conversation? Can we schedule like a 30 minutes conversation? Let's speak about how you manage your business, how you handle your data. So take, for example, you meet the finance people, first of all. Oh, finance guys. So tell me, how do you understand what is happening in HR? All right. Okay. We get information through emails. Okay. When the email comes in, we store it in an Excel file. When we store it in an Excel file, after a while, we move it to PDF document. That's the way they do their own thing. So that's the existing process in which they used to store their data anyways. All right. So conduct gap analysis to identify differences between existing processes and SAP best practice. So you're looking at the existing process and you're looking at how SAP can be used to replace those existing processes. All right. So basically, these are the functionalities of a business analyst. You're not doing coding, not doing anything too technical. You're basically doing research, speaking to people, understanding, and looking for ways to improve certain process. All right. So you see again, another key thing is collaborate with stakeholders to define the future state. So what do we want to achieve? And this is still requirement gathering, okay? You're still speaking to them to find out what we need to do in the future, all right? So if we deploy SAP, what is that thing that you're looking to achieve? The CEO's concern is, I want to know what is happening across the regions at any point in time. Do you understand? That's the desired future state. All right. So the business analyst will look at ways they can achieve that particular thing. All right. Document functional requirements and all that. Define document for the business processes that need to be configured by SAP. Work closely with the data engineer, human resource, finance, power platform engineer, data analyst, and data scientist to ensure alignment between business needs and technical solution. All right. So the business analyst is more or less like the shepherd within the organization that drives people. Okay. We need to achieve this. All right. We need to achieve this. We need a central location. So the business analyst will be the one to drive people, to coordinate people, to ensure that that desired goal, that future state, we need to get to that future state. All right. So you see, you create user stories, use cases, process flow diagrams to ensure solution development, user acceptance testing, and provide support during implementation and post-implementation phases, change management, and so on. So that's the job of a business analyst. So a business analyst is like, want to get a first class. The business analyst will be the one to map out the processes of getting that first class. The steps, the actionable steps you need to take in order for you to get to that first class that you're looking for. I want to relocate to Canada next year. Okay. Actionable steps, futures, the current state, you're in Nigeria, you're working in a bank. That's your current state. You earn 250,000 naira. You save about 40K every month. Do you understand? Those are the current states. Now, how do you look at that, your current state? And that future state, which is, I want to get a job in Canada, or I want to relocate to Canada. That's the future state. Now, how do you get from that current state to the future state? That is the job of a business analyst. Do you understand? So that's exactly what this person is doing within this business. The business is looking to harmonize all the business data, a central location. So the business analyst will ensure that particular future state is desired, is brought into. That's the business analysis. Now let's take a look at data engineering. Okay, data engineering is responsible for designing, developing, and maintaining the data infrastructure required for the ERP software, ERP system. Now, because currently each individual within the business, which department, finance, they keep their data in their own finance, maybe Salesforce, or I say Salesforce, maybe QuickBooks, okay? They store their data in QuickBooks, okay? Logistics, they use one other application. Supply chain, they use another application. So everybody is using small applications. Some people are using Excel to store their data. Some people store theirs in PDF documents. So, data is stored across different systems within the business. Now, in order for all that data to enter into SAP, okay? In order for all that data to get into SAP, the data engineer has to design what we call data pipelines, okay? To move data from finance into SAP, to move data from HR into SAP, to move data from logistics, supply chain, and across the organization, to move data across all these people, all these places, into a central location, all right? So that's exactly what the data engineer would do. So they build pipelines. It's just like, if you take a you look at the oil and gas space, okay? So people have talked about Chevron, so people have talked about Shell. So it's an oil and gas company, all right? So you have the oil well and you have the refinery. Now, how does the oil flow from the oil well to the refinery? Through what we call pipelines, through pipes, all right? You hear the pipeline has been busted, run the line and all that. Basically, it's moving from the oil well to the refinery. It's the same thing the data engineer would do. So you have the oil well, which is basically scattered across different places, okay? But you have a central location, which is the refinery. You understand? So with this particular organization, they had, data stored in finance, stored in where HR, logistics, supply chain, and so on and so forth. So this data engineer will build that pipeline to move data from these different sources into a central location, all right? Currently, we're talking about SAP. So when they talk about data migration, all right, moving data from different sources into a central location, the data engineer is the one that develops this architecture that designs, develops this data pipeline architecture that moves data from these different sources into a central location. Now, data engineers have become high demand over the years, and that's because organizations are now seeing that if they don't have data, they cannot make informed decisions. Organizations are now saying that everybody cannot be keeping their data by themselves, right? There has to be a central source of truth for us to make informed decisions. So there's a huge demand now for data engineers in the market. And we'll talk about that as we go on. So basically, this is their role in this project. Design and implement data infrastructures required for SAP integration, design and develop data pipelines, like I talked about, to extract, transform, and load the data. Okay, what we call ETL. Okay, integrate data from various sources into the ERP system. So these are the things, data is stored. Everybody was keeping their data before. The people in finance will keep their data. The people in logistics will keep their data. All right. So now the data engineer, in order for us to have that central source of truth, the data engineer will move data from these places. We'll build what we call data pipelines. All right. We'll move those data and ensure that those data are available in the ERP system. All right. So, implement data security and privacy measures, optimize data storage and retrieval, collaborate with the data analysts, and the data scientists to ensure data availability and so on. All right. So those are the things you would do as a data engineer. All right. We'll talk about the skills required and all those things as we go on anyways. Now let's take a look at data analyst. Okay. So at least I want to believe that you understand the role of a business analyst currently. All right. All right. I want to believe you understand the role of a business analyst. Now, the data analyst now is responsible for analyzing and interpreting data to generate insights. Now, the business analyst is doing what? Bridge the gap between business stakeholders and technical team. Ensure effective communication and understanding of requirements. Data analyst is doing what? Is responsible for analyzing, interpreting, and what's generating insights. Okay, that's exactly what a data analyst would do. So you see all the analysis, the dashboard, the reporting, KPIs, and all that. It's a data analyst that is in charge of that. All right. So if the CEO wants to do a report, can I get a report on maybe product performance, in Eastern Europe, in Western Europe, and all that? Who's going to do this report? It's a data analyst. You use Power BI, use Tableau to do this visualization, this dashboard. I will tell them that, in the last 4 months, we were able to sell this. All right. We generated this revenue. This basically building that dashboard that would pass across information, insight to the CEO and key stakeholders within the business. All right. Okay. So identify relevant data sources such as customer information, sales data, inventory, and all that. So they're the ones that are, responsible. We want to do customer data. You want to do customer analysis. You want to do sales analysis, inventory. How many products do we have in inventory? How many products were delivered? How many products were delivered late? All this kind of analysis is the data analyst that will be doing this. All right. Analyze the organization's data to ensure readiness for migration to SAP. So at this point in time, you would also need to do an analysis on, HR compared to finance. All right. So when you move everything to SAP, the data analyst will still be the one to validate the data in SAP. So when they validate, okay, all right, SAP is saying that we made a profit of 500K last month. Finance, what does your former system, what does it say? We need to harmonize to ensure that it is the same thing. All right. And this thing can run for the next couple of months to ensure that the data in SAP corroborates that in the previous systems. All right. So it's the data analyst that will be doing this kind of analysis to ensure that whatever is in SAP matches what was used in the previous system. Do you understand? That's the job of a data analyst. So majorly data focused, data analysis, data cleaning, data transformation, data visualization, those are the things that the data analyst will be doing. All right. So you see, conduct ad hoc data analysis to address specific business questions and provide actionable insight. When they say ad hoc, it means it's not part of your work. Okay. All right. The head of finance can just call you up and say that, oh, hey, dear data analyst, trust you're doing well. We need the reports, covers, logistics sales, in the last 6 months. All right. That's an ad hoc report, something that you're not supposed to do. You just get an email requesting you to develop a report. All right. So you see these ad hoc reports, now them, they busy, now then they tight, and then they choke past. Let me just put it that way. There's no way for me to say it in English. All right. All right. Now them, they choke us. Do you understand? That's the one that will really tighten. That's the one that will really test your intelligence. All right. So it's not like it's difficult, but you will need to actually think about how you need to walk around it. Okay. But anyways, it's very easy because the data is available. You can walk around the analysis, the dashboards, and all that. Okay. So how the ad hoc data analysis to address these specific business questions. So now the data analysis is just dashboarding, you're building your dashboard, your reports, and so on and so forth. All right. So business analysis, data analytics are two different career paths. One person is what? More focused on what? On bridging the gap between business stakeholders and technical team, a communicator, someone that speaks, someone that can live, somebody that can gather people together, somebody that can move things, somebody can, a communicator essentially, an enabler within the organization. While the data analyst is more of, reporting. You're doing your dashboard, you're doing your reporting and so on. All right. HR analytics. Now, this is the person that specializes in analyzing human resource related data. All right, human resource related data to support workforce planning, talent management, and employee engagement. Now, if you look at every organization, all right, there are three things that make up any organization across the world. All right, we have processes, we have technology, and we have people. Now, people is the most important of these three, okay? Because it's the people that would leverage, that would leverage the process, and it's people also that would leverage technology, okay? So without people, there's no process. Without people, technology would not, who would drive the technology? Do you understand? So these are people. It's definitely the most important amongst the three of them. All right. So, this is exactly what we are trying to talk about. So, when you're talking about HR analytics, you're using data analytics within the HR space. All right. You're using data analytics within the HR space. So, if you see HR analyst, all right, HR used to be a very mundane role. All right. But with HR analytics now, they are now becoming more strategic. All right. Employee engagement, employee performance management, and all that. How do you use data analytics to make informed decision within the HR workspace? All right. So you see with this particular one, the HR analyst was able to do what? Focus on SAP modules related to human resources, such as SAP success factors. So, if you've never used SAP before, don't worry. I'm just telling you things about SAP. So SAP is so large that each compartment has its own, every department has their own package. So in SAP, there's something called success factor, which is related majorly for HR professionals. All right. So when they say HR are not tech people, I really doubt that because they can leverage technology to, solve people problem within the organization. All right. So you see, this is supposed to be work with the business analyst to understand HR processes and configure them in SAP. All right. So that's the role of the role of a business analyst. The business analyst to understand HR processes and configure them into SAP. So anything you do on a day-to-day as an HR professional, let's say if you are onboarding people, how you onboard people, everything can be embedded into SAP. How you, sack people, how you reward people and all that, reward compensation and all that, everything can be mapped out and be added into SAP under the success factor. I wish I had my work email or my work system. I would have shown you what success factor looks like. All right. But anyways, that's not, I'm just giving you an overview. So, this particular HR analyst is a data analyst, is a data analyst who do everything a data analyst would do, but it focuses majorly on people analytics. All right. So analyzing people's performance, all right, compensation, all right, if there is any issues with pay, all right, between gender equality, between male workers and female workers, basically answering critical questions within the HR workspace. That's the role of a data analyst. Okay. So you see, develop HR metrics and reports for management. How many people do employ? Training, there's something we call training needs analysis. So you might be surprised that you have top high-level workers in your organization, superlative people, all right? And you just notice that there's a sudden decline in their performance, all right? There's a sudden decline. Of course, so an employer that used to do, 10 over 10 is now achieving like 7, 6, all right? Then something is wrong. All right. So how do you motivate these people? What is even the cause of that decline in performance? All right. If they need training, how do you perform training need analysis? Because these are the things you would need to learn as an HR professional. So it's not like guesswork. There's no guesswork in HR anymore. I think there's nothing like that anymore. It's data driven. All right. So that is the HR analyst. Okay. Sorry, I took a went backwards. Financial analyst is more focused on the financial side of things. And you will notice that anything the financial person say in terms of numbers, they usually believe the finance guys. All right. All right. They will actually believe the finance people. All right. So financial analysts play a critical role in analyzing financial data and providing insight for strategic decision making. So the finance guys have always been a fan of numbers. They've always used numbers to make informed decision. All right. So the finance people will never base their decision on, I think, or I see we should invest in this. All right. They've always been numbers. But now analytics has even made it a bit more easier for them to to provide a basis for certain decision making. All right. So they're using, the likes of Power BI, Tableau, and so on and so forth, and Excel also to do analysis and all that. All right. So you see, the financial analyst is the person that uses data analytics within the finance space. All right, that does data analytics, but it's using data analytics within the financial space. So you see your financial statement analysis, okay, your financial statement analysis, corporate finance, investments, and all that is the financial analyst that will do all those kind of analysis. So you see an assist in configuring SAP financial models into SAP HANA Finance. So like I say, SAP is a very large application that houses different components, HR to finance, so on and so forth. All right. Collaborate with the business analyst again to ensure financial reporting requirements are met. So you see, the business analyst, once you say that this is the target, the business analyst is trying to achieve a particular target. Okay. All right. So on and so forth. You get the slides, you can read about that. But essentially, the financial analyst is a professional that uses data analytics for financial analysis, interpretation, and so on. All right. So, and every business, is there any business that is not looking for money? There is no business that is not looking for money, but that is not trying to reduce cost or make more profit. Okay. So even a non-profit organization, they are looking for money. Non-profit organization, they are looking for money. They're looking for funding. All right. So even though they're not making profit, they're still looking for funds. But now the finance person is this person that will help you optimize financial decisions or financial metrics within the organization. All right. So these are the things, the financial analyst would do. All right. Using analytics, not just guesswork, but using core analytic tools and softwares. All right. Then the data scientist, okay, all right, applies advanced analytics and machine learning techniques to derive meaningful insights and build predictive models. All right. So in the spectrum of analytics, let me write it here. All right. In the spectrum of analytics, when you say data analytics, all right, there are 4 types. There are 4 of them out there. Okay. The first part is called descriptive analytics. Descriptive. Okay, pardon my writing here. Descriptive analytics is the first part. Now, descriptive analytics, there is diagnostic. uh, diagnostics, and predictive. Writing with my mouse, so it might be very terrible. Apologies. And the last but not the least is prescriptive. Pardon me, sorry, that's best I can write there. Okay, so descriptive analytics is the first one. When you're talking about analytics, the first one here is descriptive analytics. The second one is diagnostic analytics. Then we have predictive analytics. Now, the data analyst will focus on these two type of analytics: descriptive and diagnostic analytics. The data analyst will do more of descriptive and diagnostic analytics. Now, what is descriptive analytics? It's basically telling a story on what has happened. What happened? Okay, so if the CEO wants to find out what happened in Italy versus what happened in France, what happened in Ireland versus what happened in the UK, the data analyst will do what we call descriptive analytics. We made a total profit of this in Italy versus what we made in France, basically telling the story on what happened. We generated 5,000 customers in France, while we generated 3,500 in Italy. We did this in Germany. This is what we did. Basically describing what happened in those two key regions. All right. Diagnostic analytics, on the other hand, is focused on why that particular thing happened. All right. We had 5,000 new customers in Germany. We had 3,500 in Italy. Why? Was it a particular campaign we did? Was it a particular advertisement we did? Was it because we used a particular method on our advertisement? Why did we have more customers generated in Italy more than in France? All right. So you are doing that diagonal, and that's why you see a lot of dashboards, a lot of data analytics professionals building dashboards. All right. That dashboard is telling two stories: what happened and why that particular thing happened. All right. For now, the data scientist will do all the three of them. The data scientist will do descriptive, we would like to know what happened, why that particular thing happened, and what will happen. What happened, why it happened, and what will eventually happen. So that's the role of a data scientist. So the data scientist will do all three of them. So what we call descriptive, diagnostic, and predictive analytics. The data scientist will do all three of them. So, and that's when you start to hear the stuff like statistical modeling, machine learning, predictive models, and all that. These are all roles of the data scientist. You're doing more of predictions. You're doing predictions. Okay. So you see, you do all those your predictions, machine learning, forecasting, basically trying to figure out what will happen in the organization. So they'll still do descriptive and diagnostic, but they'll take it one step forward to do more of predictive and prescriptive analytics. Okay. So, anyways, that's the role of a data scientist. And the last but not the least, the automation guru. Okay. The guy in charge of automation within the organization. So when you talk about automation, all right, the Power Platform engineer is the CEO of automation and solution provider. All right. So the Power Platform engineer is responsible for developing and implementing solutions, like literally solutions for the business. When you talk about solutions, I will give examples. All right. So implement automated approval workflows. So if there are work processes within the organization that can be automated, the Power Platform person will be the one to automate for everyone. Okay, the Power Platform professional will be the one to automate the business problem. All right, so you have stuff like sending and receiving emails, sending order, receiving order. Whenever an order is delivered, something should happen. Anything that has to do with automation within the business, the Power Platform engineer will be the one to automate this business process. Now, a lot of people, anyways, we'll talk more about Power Platform. Anyways, but you see, a lot of people think that Power BI, they'll learn Power BI. I want to learn Power BI. What about Power BI? Are we going to learn Power BI? Well, you don't know that Power BI is just one of the tools inside the Power Platform. So we have Power Apps, we have Power Automate, and you will notice the Power. We have Power Virtual Agents, Power Pages for web application, and so on. We'll talk about it when we get to what you need to learn to become a Power Platform developer. So Power Platform developer is essentially an automation guru, an automation, a business automation professional, a solution provider to the business, building applications, building web application, building mobile application without coding, what you call no code, no code. All right, no code. So you are building application, building analytics, building websites, building so many things, and you are not writing a piece of code. And you're automating business processes without coding. I remember when I just started automating business processes back then, I used to use Python. Okay. And you will require to write so much lines of code to automate simple business processes. But with the advent of Power Platform, you don't need to write code anymore. All right. So we are just about 2 hours into the class. Okay. So I would like to ask you guys now, looking at the career path, looking at all these career paths, which all of them would you still be interested in? Looking at the explanation that we've had, which of these career paths would you still be interested in? All right. Does Power Platform engineers have to code? No, no coding, zero. You're not coding, not a piece of code. So BA, FA, data analytics, BA, full stack data science, data analytics, HR analytics, data science. So data science, Power Platform engineer, fantastic, data engineering, and so on, so on. Data analytics or PPE. Anyways, join the masterclass. I'm still gonna show you all the things you do with data analytics and so on. All right. So looking at this, the key question at the back of your mind now will be, how do you get started in this career path? How do you get started? You want to become a business analyst, all right? You want to become a business analyst. What do you need to get started? And I'm going to reiterate the role again. The role of a business analyst is to bridge the gap between business stakeholders and technical teams, ensuring effective communication and understanding of requirements. That's the role of a business analyst. You won't be coding. You won't be doing a piece of code using this in business analysis. Now, key learning areas to become a business analyst. Quick one. You will learn Excel, Power BI, and SQL. You will learn Excel, Power BI, and SQL. The reasons why you're learning this is because of the demand. Now, a lot of organizations out there will train you on business analysis, but they won't train you on Excel, Power BI, and SQL because they really don't know what's happening, what's attainable in the industry. All right. Now, recruiters now are looking for business analysts that can do with a spice of data analytics. Let me put it that way. All right. So organizations, recruiters are looking for business analysts with a spice of analytics. And that's because, if you're talking to the business stakeholder, all right, and you've got a requirement from the business stakeholder, do you need to go and get a data analyst to start doing your analysis? Okay. So they're looking for people that can do both. All right. And that's why you see roles like business data analyst. All right, business. So you're still a business analyst, but you're doing a bit of data analytics. So, and the reason why we have upgraded our program to include this is because that is what the demand for the industry is going into. So you still learn your Excel, Power BI, your SQL, all right? But obviously you won't be as, as good as a data analyst, but you have the knowledge. You will have the very solid understanding on how to use Excel for analysis, Power BI for analysis, and SQL to do your queries and all that. So you will learn all this. You will learn it like a data analyst will learn it also. Okay. After learning that, you would go into process mapping, project initiation planning, agile and Scrum for projects, software development lifecycle, requirement fundamentals, elicitation, stakeholder analysis, and engagement. So these are the key learning areas for business analysts. So the things you need to learn in order for you to get started in business analysis. Now, the average salary of a business analyst is £52,000 in the UK. Canada is 74,000. US is $85,000 in the US. Now, to become a business analyst, going through analytics is a 3-month career path. 3-month career path. All right. Learn in 2 months. all right, using projects, assignments, real life case studies, using 2 months to learn, and 1 month internship. 1 month internship. All right. Somebody's asking a question. Please, I have a question. The 52,250, is it per month or per annum? Someone is asking a question. This 52K, yeah, is it per month or per annum? So they are paying a BA person per annum, per month. I don't think I'll be here currently. I would be I'll be earning 52,000 per month. That's what that's over 6 million at the yeah, about 6 million at the end of the year. All right. So that's a lot of money. You understand? That this is per annum, is per annum for the whole year. All right. That's for the whole year. All right. So it's not per month. Okay. Apologies if there was a miscommunication there. All right. But anyways, looking at that, moving on from there. So this is a 3 month career path, 3 months, 2 months of learning, and 1 month internship. So you're going to learn Excel, you learn Power BI, you learn how to use SQL to write your queries, okay, to write queries. So organizations keep data in a database. And in order for you to get the data out of the database, you will need SQL. SQL. It's like a well. All right. If you want to get water from the well, I bet what would you use? Let me see the Nigerians in the house. So you have a well. If you don't know what a well is, I cannot explain that one to you. You'll be the one to figure out what a well is. If you have a well, what do you use to get water from the well? Somebody said buga. I'm not sure if I know what buga means. Okay. Use a fetcher, okay? A bucket, fantastic. I can see the typical Nigerians in the house now, yeah? Bucket, dodo. Oh my goodness, that threw me back to secondary school. All right, that's fantastic. I would like that Doro really caught me off guard. I won't lie to you. So basically, the well is like a database. Okay, that's where all the water is stored in the organization. Database is like the well. The database, all the data is stored in the database. Now, if you want to get data from the well, all right, like from the database, what would you use? You guys are talking about Doodle and Fetcher and drawers and all that. Okay, all right. In the actual sense, we use SQL. So SQL is like that your fetcher, your Doodle. Okay, SQL is your Doodle. How it gets water from the well. Do you understand? So SQL is what that application that will allow you to extract data from the database. Okay. You're going to learn SQL, you're going to learn Power BI, Excel, you will learn how to work with Lucy charts, Confluence, Jira software, Broad.io, Trello, and also ChatGPT. You will learn, leveraging AI to write requirements, document user stories, and all that. You'll use AI. All right. So those are the things that you'll get to learn, okay, from the training program. Okay. So now let's talk about data engineering. To become a data engineer, like I said, data engineers are basically the ones that move data across the organization into a central location to ensure data is available for the data analyst, the data scientist, and so on. So the data engineer is this person that basically pulls data across different sources into one location. All right. So what are the key learning areas? You learn data engineering because obviously as a beginner, you need to understand the basics of data engineering. You learn SQL, okay? You'll learn Python. So data engineering is heavy on programming. So you learn a lot of programming in Python, and also you'll be working with SQL. You also work with Linux, okay? Building custom ETL pipelines, databases, working with databases, APIs, and all that. You work with Apache Spark, you work with Apache Airflow, AWS Cloud Engineering. You would also work with AWS Redshift, Amazon Redshift, S3 buckets, EC2 instances, and all that. You do all that in the cloud engineering aspect. Then you work with GitHub with version control. So it's an end-to-end program that will teach you data engineering ABC to Z. Okay. So the average salary of a data engineer in the UK is £60,000. All right. In Canada, it is 92,000 Canadian dollars. And in the US, it is 114,000 in the US. So that's the average salary of data engineers in those key three regions. All right. So, the learning program, the learning timeline is for 4 months. So it's a 4 month training program, 3 months of learning, and 1 month of internship. So you notice that all our programs come with 1 month free internship. Now, the key thing for us, like I usually say, is to get you into the career path. Now, the internship is to give you avenue to practice on more real life scenarios without training wheels, essentially. So that internship, basically, they're not training wheels. Nobody's going to be telling you should do this. You'll be the one to think on your feet, collaborate with other stakeholders within your team in order to find out how you can solve the problem. That's the essence of the internship. All right. So that's what we do during the internship. And I'm going to show you some of the projects they are currently working on in the internship. All right. So this is basically the learning area for the data engineer. You would also work with Draw.io. Okay. You work with Python, Pandas, PySpark, SQL, Airflow, Linux, GitHub, ChatGPT. You work with GitHub Pilot also, and you'd also work with AWS, the cloud platform, the most dominant and the most widely used cloud platform, which is AWS. All right. You'll be working with that. So these are the key learning areas for data engineering. I would like to I'm going to show you some of the career paths, actual jobs available at the moment, and you'll see it for yourself. All right, so let's talk about data analytics. All right. A data analyst is responsible for analyzing, interpreting data to generate insights and support data-driven decision making, in any organization. So the learning area for a data analyst, you have problem solving. Now, problem solving is a key skill of a data analyst. Problem solving is an essential skill set of a data analyst. And that's because you are proven to solve problems within the organization. That's why they're bringing you in. All right. So they have problems with sales, they have problems with customer acquisition, customers are leaving, customer churn, and all that. You need to be able to settle down and break that problem into smaller pieces. So there are different techniques that you use in doing this, and that is what you call problem solving. So you need to be able to, undo some problems and bring it down into small chunks, and then do your analysis. All right. So you will learn Excel. You learn how to work with Excel, SQL. You'll do SQL also. Power BI, Tableau, data storytelling. That's a key skill of a data analyst. So you see the dashboard. It's not the CEO that will be reading your dashboard. You will need to tell a story about the dashboard that you've built. Now, how do you tell a story? Using pictures, charts, numbers. How do you tell a story? We'll teach you how to do that in the data analytics training program. Now, ChatGPT for analytics, you'll learn how to work with ChatGPT to do analysis and all that. Microsoft Fabrics. Microsoft Fabrics is a very new application, less than 3 months old in the market at the moment, but you will learn it. And that's why I keep telling people, you need to be with analytics because we are always in tune with what is happening in the industry. Business analysis, most business analyst training programs don't teach you analytics. That's because they don't really know what's happening in the industry. All right. So things that they learned 5 months ago, 7 months ago, is what, a year, 2 years ago, that's what they used to be teaching. Well, now we have upgraded. We are always constantly upgrading. By next month, you might not see the same curriculum, because we're always in tune with what is trending, all right? With always what is in demand for in the industry. So for data analytics, you will work with Microsoft Fabrics, ChatGPT, Tableau, Power BI, Excel, problem solving, and SQL. So you learn everything in the training program, okay? Now, the next part is HR analytics. Now, for HR analytics, you're doing data analytics, but you're using it within the HR space. Now, I'll show you that there are demand for people that have these skill sets. So it's not like, oh, I want to move away from HR. You can still do HR, okay? But you are now using tech within HR. You're using data analytics within the HR space, all right? So you work with problem solving. You do Excel, okay? You do Power BI, you do SQL. So you learn analytics just the same way a data analyst will work with this same application. But you're only learning Power BI, you're only learning problem solving, Excel, Power BI, and SQL. Now, the other part of it is you will now start to work with HR analytics and performance evaluation. HR analytics and performance, that's where you're going to start to leverage analytics inside. you start to work with HR metrics and life cycle, HR analysis and dashboarding, collaboration and report automation. So any form of automation, any form of reports that you have to build on a monthly basis, all right? You need to do training need analysis, you need to do performance evaluation, monthly performance and all that. How do you build a report and automate it that you're not doing it every month, or you're not doing it manually every day or every week? You can automate it. So how do you now automate this key thing? All right. And the next thing is building your case and creating action. Now, because the HR space is still not very dominated by HR analytics, okay, you need to be able to build a case and create an action. To say that, oh, like, and I'll tell you a very good example about a participant who used to work with Wema Bank, okay? I should have said that. I used to work with Wema Bank, all right? And he used to be he used to do analysis, okay? He got in as a normal team member. And in just a matter of, I think about less than 6 months, he was able to become the team lead. And how? He was able to take this into action. So building case and creating action in the sense that, when other people were making decisions on essay or what they feel or what they think is, he was coming up with actual data dashboard. After going to the training, the HR analytics training program, he was using metrics to come up with, inside things they need to do, key issues within the HR workspace. And I will tell you that currently is a team lead now, within the HR workspace within the bank. All right. Anyways, moving on to the next level, moving on to the next part also. Average salary of a day HR analyst is £32,000. In Canada, it is 71,000 Canadian dollars. And in the US, it is $62,000. HR analytics is going to be for 3 months, actually. 3 months. That's an error from my side. Then for 2 months, learning for 2 months and 1 month free internship. 1 month free internship. So you learn problem solving, Excel, Power BI, SQL. Well, now you'd use it within the HR space where you'll be doing HR metrics and lifecycle, HR analysis and dashboarding, report automation and collaboration. So you'll be using analytical tools to perform HR decision workplace. All right. All right. So moving on to financial analytics, I can see a question here. What is the correlation between HR analytics and the use of Power BI? So reporting. So Power BI for the HR workspace, you don't get a lot of reporting from HR. All right. So if we talk about performance evaluation, you talk about, compensation and benefits, those things they don't look like, people don't do analytics based on those things. So using Power BI to do your reporting, to carry out reporting, to track certain KPIs within the business, HR metrics within the business, that's where you start to leverage Power BI for reporting within the HR workspace. All right. So I hope that makes sense to you. So you use Power BI for reporting, for building your reports and dashboards and all that within the HR space. Now, the financial analytics training program is a very beautiful career path. And I'll tell you why it's a beautiful career path. And that's because it's coming from where I am. So like I said at the start of the session, I used to do financial models. Okay. So my earlier start of my career path, I used to be, in finance. I was really going into that core finance. So I was looking at moving into investment banking, corporate finance, and all that. And that's the reason why we developed the financial analytics training program. Now, this training program combines 3 career paths. Okay, and I'm going to tell you corporate finance, investment banking, and data analytics. So it's combining 3 career paths: data analytics, investment banking, and corporate finance. So now, these particular career paths are combined together. So you are also going to be learning data analytics. You're going to be learning data analytics. All right. So you'll be learning problem solving, Excel, Power BI, like a regular data analyst. Not regular, but you'll be learning it for data analytics. But now, pardon me, sorry. But now you would use that data analytics within the HR space, all right, within the HR space to make informed decision on HR, on HR metrics. So you do accounting fundamentals. For people that are just getting started, that don't really know anything about finance, we'll start with the beginning, which is accounting fundamental, accounting concepts and conventions, the golden rules and all that. You do all that in the accounting fundamentals. Thereafter, you now go into financial analysis. All right. This is now where you start to leverage Excel or Power BI for financial analysis. Financial modeling also, you'll be doing that you'll be building financial model from scratch. Okay. You'll be doing valuation and you'll be doing what we call sensitivity and scenario analysis. Scenario analysis is where you're talking about best case, base case, the worst case scenarios and how it impacts the business financially. So those are the things you'll be doing in the financial analytics training program. So it's a combination. So if you want to become an investment banker, you're looking at corporate finance, you're looking at data analytics in financial space, financial analyst, commercial analyst, and all that, FP&A, financial planning and analysis. So there are quite a number of roles that you can actually take on, having completed this training program. Quite a number, a huge chunk of them. So keep learning. Those are the key learning areas. Average salary of a financial analyst is 51,000 in the UK. In Canada, it is 69,000 Canadian dollars, and in the US, it is $74,000 in the US. Career path for this is for 3 months, for 3 months, 2 months of learning, and 1 month free internship. 1 month free internship. All right, so you'll learn problem solving, you'll learn Excel, you'll learn Power BI, you'll learn SQL, you will also learn ChatGPT, and lastly, you'll now leverage all these technologies within the financial landscape, all right, using to perform financial analysis, financial modeling, and so on and so forth. All right. Now, full stack data scientist, okay? So this is the person that is building predictive models, machine learning, and all that, okay? So the key learning area for data science is, first of all, is statistics. You need to learn statistics, your measures of central tendency. Now, I remember anytime I mentioned that most times, most people would ask questions like, what does it mean? Because measure of central tendency, people would look at that's so complicated. Now, let me tell you what it means, basically. All right. And I'll put it in a very simple. A measure of central tendency is your mean, median, and mode. Can anybody remember? Oh, fantastic. Who has even given me already? All right. Mean, median, and mode. Now, if I should ask you, why do we do mean, median, and mode? I can tell you at least 98% of the people in class don't know the reason why we need the mean, the median, and mode. So that's what you'll be doing in statistics, not telling you what statistics is all about, telling you why. Because that's the key question they would ask you in the interview. All right. So why are you using the mean instead of a median? Why are you using the mode instead of your median and your mean? Do you understand? So how do you detect outliers? How do you do the measure of symmetry, asymmetry, and so on and so forth? How do you calculate your variation? What's the difference between variation and standard deviation? All right, all those things is what you'll be doing in your statistics class. And I'm going to show you the class so you can exactly see what you do. So you'll be learning statistics. We will teach you, we will literally hold your hands, baby steps, and walk you through until you understand the key concepts in statistics. Then we move to Excel, where you'll be doing forecasting and predictive analytics using Excel. All right, so you use Excel for everything, descriptive, diagnostics, and predictive analytics. So you do forecasting and predictive analytics. You would also do Tableau for data analytics. So you do your Tableau for dashboarding, you do your dashboard, descriptive, diagnostic, and also predictive analytics using Tableau. Also, you work with SQL. I will explain SQL, which is your structured query language for retrieving data from the database. You will also work with Python. You will do programming in the data science course. You do what we call exploratory data analysis. So exploratory data analysis is divided into 3: univariate, bivariate, and multivariate analysis. So you do everything in the program, okay? You work on what we call machine learning, and last but not the least, computer vision. So these are the key learning areas that you need to work on in order for you to become a full stack data scientist. The average salary of a data scientist, I know when I started, data scientist was regarded as the sexiest job of the future. It's still very sexy, I won't lie, no doubt about that. So UK, £50,000 average salary of a data scientist. Canada is 94,000 Canadian dollars, and in the US, 121,000 US dollars. The learning roadmap and the time frame is 4 months. It's 4 months learning parts, 3 months of learning, and 1 month of internship. So you learn statistics, you learn Excel, You'll learn how to work with SQL. You learn how to work with Tableau, Microsoft Fabrics, Pandas. You also get to work with GitHub, Python, Anaconda, ChatGPT, and so on. So these are the learning curve for the full stack data scientist. Okay. Moving on to the next person, Power Platform engineer. Like I said, no coding, no mathematics, and no statistics. None of it. All right. And that's what we call low code and no code. They actually refer to this profession as what we call low code, okay, slash no code. So you can Google it yourself, okay? Call it low code, no code, one of the, few careers of the future. And that's why I tell most people they're sleeping on it, because majority of these platforms are, majority of the future, in the future, down the line, most applications are going to be built without no code, without coding. So if you look like platforms like Wix, okay? It's called Wix. You can actually build an application from scratch without coding. Front end, back end, everything you can do it on Wix without coding. Even this application now, you've embedded AI, okay, in which even the Power Platform has this particular application here called AI Builder. All right. So you see, the future is basically for applications that you don't require code. All right. So this particular program, everybody knows Power BI. But people don't know that Power BI is just a single tool inside the Power Platform. All right. Most people don't believe that Power BI is one of the tools inside the Power Platform. So we have the Power App, we have the Power Virtual Agent, we have the Power Automate, and we have Power Pages. All right. You can see the Power BI, Power Apps, Power Virtual Agent, Power Automate, and Power Pages. So the Power amongst all of them, you will notice they're all Power Platform. That's what I call the Power Platform. So key learning areas, introduction to Power Platform. All right. You work with Power BI. That's what you start with. You work with SQL, structured query language. You'll also work with Power Automate, Power Apps, Power Virtual Agent. So Power Automate is to automate business processes. Power Apps is to build automated business systems. All right. Build automated application. Virtual agent, basically chatbots. Okay, so if you go online and you see a chatbot and you're talking to a chatbot, think you're chatting with a customer service. All right, so you'll be able to build AI-enabled chatbots. Okay, you also work with Power Pages. You would also work with building your case and creating actions. Okay. Now, the average salary of a Power Platform developer or engineer is £45,000 in the UK. That's the average salary. In Canada, it's $72,000, and in the US, it's $110 in the US. $110,000 in the US. The career path is for 3 months, 2 months of learning, and 1 month internship. 1 month of immersive, internship. So you learn all this, including Excel, Power SQL, ChatGPT. You work with SharePoint, and so on and so forth. So this is the career path for data and Power Platform. I mean, so your learning roadmap. Okay, we're almost running off. Okay, so learning roadmap is for 3 months, 3 months plus. So some programs are for 3 months, some programs are for 2 months, and that's why I added 3 months plus. So project-based live classes for 2 months. So you'll be working on projects, and I'm going to show you some of the projects you get to work on in each of the career paths. 2 months project-based live classes, 1 month virtual internship. 1 month virtual internship. Like the classes, that's when you work with your training wheels. During the internship, we take out the training wheels, then you start to work as your desired career path. Even business analysis, you'll be working as a business analyst and so on. All right. The step 2, the second part is virtual instructor led. So you would have an instructor teaching you in class, virtual. And that's why I said virtual instructor led. All right. You have an instructor standing being in front of you, telling you how it's being done. All right. Explaining certain concept and convention to you and trying to keep you up to date as to what you would do as your career path states. Okay. Classes are on the weekends. So Saturday and Sunday, you just have to clear out your weekend, and classes are on the weekends. Some classes are only happen on the Saturday, some happen Saturday and Sunday, but basically they are weekend based. So you can go to work Monday to Friday and also use your weekend to learn, upskill yourself, and get into your desired career path. All right. So you would also assess your skills and work on projects. Like I said, you'll still have another, when you finish your life classes, you have the capstone project you get to work on. So the capstone project is end to end, all right, a full hope end to end project that you'll be working on. And you can see it for 2 weeks, all right. So it's an end to end project you'll be working on during the capstone project. And 1 month virtual internship, 1 month virtual internship. I'm going to spend more time. I'm going to talk more on the virtual internship. Now, learning the technical skill alone is not enough to get you a job. That is just 50% of the work. All right. So a lot of people think that, oh, I'm going to become a data analyst. I'm going to become a business analyst. I'll learn how to work with Confluence. I will learn how to work with Jira, so on and so forth. But that's just 50% of what will get you a job. And I get a lot of people in my DM saying that, oh, if Ifemena, I just learned this from YouTube, or I just learned this from this, but I can't get a job. All right. And that's because it's not just a technical skill that gets you the job. That's the honest truth. That's the honest truth. It's not the technical skill alone that gets you the job. Now, this is the other 50% that you need to get that job that you're looking for, to get and sustain the job that you're looking for. All right. So number one is CV review. Number one is CV review. All right. So we're going to help you review your CV. So you see in the industry, there's something we call ATS, application tracking software. So this application tracking software, you see sometimes you apply for a job and immediately apply for those jobs, you get a rejection email immediately. So basically it means that your CV is not is not at par at what it should be. So we will help you review your CV to be able to apply for remote opportunities in the UK, in the US, in Canada, and so on. Would also help you with your LinkedIn optimization. So we do LinkedIn optimization, optimize your LinkedIn profile so that when potential employers or recruiters are looking to hire for that particular role, your profile will be the first or among the first that they will see, when they search for that particular role. So that's what we call linked optimization. So if you've ever heard of search engine optimization on Google, all right, whereby whenever you search for something on Google, it's always come out as a top. So with linked optimization, whenever a recruiter is looking for, targets, client, all right, or an employee, all right, you should be part of the top ones that we see first. All right. So Upwork optimization is also part of the part of the package. So with Upwork optimization, we would help you optimize your platform to get remote freelance jobs, solely freelance jobs on Upwork. So I would show you. Let me just quickly show you the platform, so you see exactly what I'm talking about. Just in 2 seconds, I'm just going to show you Upwork. So I'm just going to take my browser, chat it up here, Upwork. Just type it in the browser. Okay. Okay, Upwork. Okay, and you see Upwork. So find work. When you click on find work, you see find work for your skill. Put it there. And you see here, find the best freelance job. This is basically freelancing. So would help you would have your profile. You have to create your profile. You would log in. You put down the information. Would help you optimize your profile so that whenever a new job comes up and you apply for it, or you apply for it, essentially you will get it. All right. So you see quite a number of roles here: data miner, data extraction specialist, data scientist, data analytics freelancer. You can check out the platform. It's free of charge. You don't need to pay for anything. You can literally just check it out for free. So these are basically places where you can get freelancers. So you see Excel freelancer over here. All right. The same thing with business analyst, business, so on and so forth. So you see here business process modeling specialist. So there are quite a number of roles you can actually take on here, all right, as a freelancer. So it would help you optimize your Upwork profile. So whenever you apply for a role or whenever you tender a proposal for a role, you will always get it. Okay, so we'll do that for you. Another thing we're going to do for you is navigating the job market. All right, we'll teach you how to navigate the job market. As a beginner, you don't know where to apply for jobs. So we'll teach you how to apply for jobs, where to even apply for these jobs. And I'm going to show you a few of them. I'm going to show you a few of them. I'm going to show you a few of them. And that's one thing that we're going to do for you. All right. Part of the things that we are going to do for you. So, recommendation and reference letter is part of the package. On the job interview, once you apply for a job and you get an interview, we will do what we call job and interview preparation. And I'm going to show you how you can book this once you join us. So once you apply for a job, and you need to prepare for the interview, we will prepare you. We have job interview preparation sessions. All right. We also have mentorship sessions and we have on the job support. So once you get a job and you need support, because everybody has that imposter syndrome in them, one way or the other. So we'll also do on the job support. So if you have issues, all right, you're running to, you don't have to, they've given you a task and you don't have to complete that task, we would help you do it. All right, we would help you navigate how you can actually do the task, complete the task. So navigating the job market is a very key one for us, honestly, and that's because you are learning the skill not just for the fun of it. You're not learning the skill to just have fun. All right, you're not learning the skill to put it at the back pocket. You're learning the skill to get a job in the global markets. All right, and that's why we actually show people. We show people some of the job sites where you can apply for remote jobs. So I've talked about Upwork. You could also check built-in for jobs in the US. All right, majorly built-in are for jobs in the US. All right. So built-in, all right. So national tech jobs. Okay. So I'm going to come here to jobs and you see remote tech jobs. So this is built-in. And I'm going to show you all this platform. I'm just going to give you a tip of the iceberg. Remote tech jobs. These are all free remote opportunity. You see it here, remote, United States. And now you can start to search for different roles. I'm going to search for data analyst first. All right, I'm going to go with data analyst. So you see quite a number of roles: marketing data analyst, business data analyst. You see this, all right, marketing data analyst. And these are all fully remote. 4 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 8 hours ago, 5 hours ago. These are all legit remote opportunities for data analysts, essentially. But the same thing you could do for data scientists. All right. Oh, that's a terrible spelling of data scientists. Okay, scientists. All right, so you see these are all data scientist roles also, data scientists, and these are all fully remote roles, opportunities. The same thing with HR analysts. You're looking for HR analyst. Okay, all right. Billing analyst, learning and development, senior upland model, employee success data analyst, HR data analyst. You see all these things. You also, instead of data analyst, you also have people analyst. All right. It's going to give you also all those things: people systems analyst, senior people systems analyst, consultant analyst, staff risk analyst. So these are jobs, and this is just built in. We also have what we call flex jobs. These are places that you can act. I'm just showing you, just to show you that these jobs exist. Don't get it twisted. And you see it here, flex job, best remote jobs, work from home jobs. So these are jobs also across the world, not just in the US. So let's just search for, I'm going to look for Power Platform this time around. All right. And you see Power Platform engineer, 365, senior market power analyst, trader, accountants. These are all Power Platform. You could also look for, sorry, let me just put engineer here. Okay. Okay, Power Platform engineer, engineer manager, Power Platform, senior platform, and so on and so forth. All right. You could also look at Power BI developer, which is another role you can take on as a Power Platform developer. All right. So you see BI developer, 365 app developer, Power Platform engineer, analytics developer, BI developer. These are roles that you can actually take on as a Power Platform developer. Okay, so let's also look for financial analyst. Okay, and these are all remote roles, anyways. Financial analyst is what I'm looking for. All right, so you see IT financial analyst, 100% remote. This is hybrid. Some of them are hybrid. Okay, so financial analyst, financial analyst, financial analyst, financial analyst, all financial analysts. But it's not just financial analysts, it's also something we call commercial commercial business analyst, no, commercial analyst. So it's a commercial, they call it commercial, it's commercial, commercial analyst. All right, so you see senior commercial analyst, junior commercial planning analyst, okay? Team bringing data-driven insights from your analysis. So this is all commercial, financial related analysis. So let's even look at financial modeling. Okay, financial modeling. Director of financial modeling analyst, senior, and these are all fully remote roles in the US and so on. All right. So this is Flex Job. We have quite a number of places off the top of my head. We also have Glassdoor. So let me just quickly show you Glassdoor before we move into other aspects. Glassdoor, you need a profile. So I have a profile, and that's you need a profile to have access to Glassdoor. So I'm going to show you that also. Glassdoor is another place you can get remote jobs. Okay. And I'm showing you this so that once you finish the session, the career path you want, you will see that these jobs are available in the career path of your choice. So I'm just going to go to Good Jobs. Give me a second. And I will also search for what career path, Power Platform. Because this is one that most people don't understand. So if I look at Power Platform, you'll see, data analytics manager, Power Platform developer, people analytics partner, Power BI data analyst, and so on. All right, let me put in location for United States. Anyways, United Kingdom now. United States is what I'm looking for. Okay, United States, search for it, and you get all this. Okay, but now this is not fully remote. These are all opportunities. I'm going to click on more, and you see work from home. I'm going to tick OK, tick it. All right, so you see all of this now are all work from home only. Now the good part is once you finish for the US, okay, you can actually just move. All right, you can move to Australia. All right, so say I want to get a job in Australia, get a job, search for remote opportunities in Australia, Power Platform consultant, data analytics consultant, director, web developer. Like I said, we have Power Pages, and so on and so on. These are, let me just filter them to work from home, and you do all these from work from home. So you can search for different roles, data analyst, okay, data analyst in Australia, that is work from home, okay, and so on. Okay, so you have this data analyst in Australia, is setting it out, okay, more. I'm going to take only for work from home, and you see everything that is work from home, and you see the salaries are there. Okay, these are all work from home. So you see this, the good guys, North South Wales, data analyst, data analyst, data analyst. So look at this data analytics, 62 to 68 dollars, Australian dollars per hour. All right. So you can actually be doing that also. You see these are the roles that are available, freelance, remote opportunities that exist. Data scientists, also the same thing. All right. Data scientists, also the same thing. 79 to 130. These are all, let me make sure they are remote. I'm not just going to show that it's remote, so I'm not showing you the wrong thing. So you see this data scientist remote, 75 to 81 Australian dollars. Data scientist, physical modeling, consultant data analytics, 65 to 93. These are Australian dollars. But anyways, you can always check different countries. You can actually check in Germany to find out remote jobs in Germany. And now you can actually take on these remote opportunities. All right. So some of them, all right, are very, you can even see working students. Literally, it's actually the working students, and this is remote. So, these are the things that you don't feel that exist, that you feel like you only see it on Twitter. I'm working remotely, or these are ways, and there are other sites. I've only shown you how many sites, 1, 2, 3. These are just 4 sites. There are actually a lot more sites that you can actually get access to get these roles. So that's why, navigating the job market for us is a very key one for us, where we teach you where you can apply for remote jobs. So it's not just, our key aspects is not just you learning the technical skill. The key thing for us is what you use that technical skills to do eventually, to get a new job, to upskill yourself, to get a better pay at your current office, so on and so forth. These are like the key key things for us. All right, so meet some of our facilitators. You have myself, you have Adeza, a data scientist based in the UK. Nene is a commercial analytics professional. Nene is a product manager in the UK. Obina is a data scientist in Canada. Shil is a business and senior business analyst in the UK. Emmanuel is the head of human resources with one of the big tech firms back in Nigeria. Ibrahim is a machine learning engineer. Kelvin is a data engineer with one of the base, he's working in Nigeria, but the company is based in Canada. Teniola is a customer digital professional in the UK. Abdurrahman, data scientist consultant with one of the big fours in the UK. Francis also works with a big tech firm here in the UK as a senior business analyst. And we have you have all that professionals, and you notice they're all Africans, they're all Nigerians, all right? These are the key things I would like to tell people that, rather than you have to, we are here for you literally to help you and hold you and guide you into your desired career path. Well, that's literally why we're here. All right. So, anyways, you can join the next cohort of our program starting on the 5th of August. That is literally next week, Saturday. All right. All right, if you are going to join us, I want to see a yeah in the chat. Let me put a yeah in the chat. Put a yeah if you're going to join us this Saturday. Yeah, let's go. I only have 2 people that is going to be joining it in analytics after. yeah, let's go. Join already. Fantastic. Olawumi, it's good to have you already on board. Fantastic. I'm in already. Whoa, yeah, let's go. So join our program on the 5th of August, 2023. The cost of the training program, the original fee is $600 Canadian, £400 and 320,000 naira. That's the cost of the program. But we are currently running a discount to get people into the class, okay? To encourage people to get into the class. So we're running a discount, late discount, I will say, all right? So this discount is only available for the first 20 people to register. This is available for only the first 20 people to register, all right? Only available for the first 20 people to register. So rather than paying £400, or 320,000 naira, we are giving a discount of what? £100. So rather than paying £400, you will pay what? £300, and you will pay them in 2. You can even pay in 2 installments of £200 and £100. All right. You can also pay in naira, 270,000 naira instead of 320. You can pay 270. All right, and you can pay in 2 installments of 180 and 90,000 naira. This class is starting on the 5th of August, 2023. So if you're looking to become a data analyst, a business analyst, HR analyst, financial analyst, full stack data scientist, Power Platform developer, next, this is the last. If you're looking to start on the 5th of August, please be part of the first 20 people to register for this program. All right. So you have 270,000. You can pay in 2 installments of 180 and 90,000 naira. Now, data engineering is slightly different, and that's because of the complexity of the program itself. So if you're going to be paying in naira for data engineering, it is 350,000 naira, and in pounds, it is 400,000 pounds, 400 pounds, 400 pounds, 400 pounds. And you can pay in 2 installments of 300 pounds and 100 pounds. And if you're going to be paying in naira for data engineering, it is 250,000 naira, and you'll be paying in 2 installments of 250 and 100,000. Okay. Now, once you make the first first payment, the second payment comes 1 month into the program. It comes 1 month into the program. All right. So it comes 1 month into the program. So once you make payments, you're not looking at paying till next month, which is September. So you have enough time for you to plan, for you to, work around it and so on and so forth. So the discounted amount is 270,000 naira, 300,000 and 300 pounds. So you can pay in 2 installments. So please, if you're looking to get started, you can pay into the UK bank account or the Nigerian bank account. So we have the UK bank account for the guys in the UK, in Ireland, and so on. And if you are in Nigeria or you want to pay into the Nigerian bank account, you can take a screenshot and please make payments as soon as possible. All right, be part of the first 20 people. And the deadline for this, for the class is starting on Saturday, we are closing registration by Tuesday next week. All right, so by Tuesday next week, we are going to be done. So even if we get the first 20 or we don't get 20, once we get 20 people, we close registration. And by Tuesday also, we are closing up registration. So if you want to be part of the first 20 people, gain from the discount, please register before next week, Tuesday, which is the first of what? The first of August. All right, please register before the 1st of August. Yes, 130,000, 180,000 for the first payment. All right. So if you want to make payments, I'm going to show you the main stack, how you can use the main stack to make payments real quickly. So you can go to the main stack. Once you click on the link that has main stack enroll to analytics, okay? So you can click here to get access to all the, once you click on the link, you'll see get access to all the program brochures. And you can see all the brochures that we have. So you can see any of the programs that you're interested in. If it's business analysis, you can view business analysis to have a look at it, to look at the curriculum, what you would learn, and so on. What would you do as a project man, as a business analyst and all that. The same thing with financial analytics, looking at the curriculum, what would you learn, so on and so forth, and the steps, all the projects you work on, and all that. So those are the key things those are the brochures anyways. Once you've made payment, please upload your receipt of payment. Click here, you see it here, click here to upload your receipt. So once you make payment, always please upload your receipt using the Google form. All right, using the Google form. So if you're paying in card, Naira, in Paystack, you can use your card, your Paystack. You can use the link here to make payment. So first or full payment, you can click here. Balance payment, you click there. Non-card Naira payment, so GPP, that's a pounds payment using PayPal, pounds payment using for data engineering, CAD, even to pay in Canadian dollars, so on and so forth. You can click on the links. And if you just want to make a direct transfer, there are accounts provided below. So you have the UK account number and the Nigerian account number. All right. So I will take our time to answer questions. All right. So if you have any question, if you have any concerns, please, you can raise up your hand and I'll be taking questions the remaining part of the session. All right. So while I'm waiting for people to raise up their hands, if they have any question, I'm going to walk you through what you get. So please, deadlines on Tuesday. Be part of the first 20 people to register if you want to get access to the brochures, if you want to get access to the full program, please register as soon as possible. Okay. So I'm just going to go through the classroom. Okay. So you see exactly some of the programs you're going to be working on. So looking at this is a Google Classroom that houses all the materials. Like I said, you're going to get full-time access to all the materials. All right. So I'm going to be showing you, take for example, business analysis, taking a look at business analysis, classwork. You see everything. And you can see on the top of it, this is how you can schedule an interview. So whenever you apply for a job and you schedule an interview, this is where you come to. All right, this is where you come to. You click here, all right, and you see calendly.com, all right, and you can actually schedule an interview. So once you apply for a job and the interview is probably next week Monday, next week Tuesday, you can just quickly come here and schedule it. So without even wasting time, you can schedule an interview and we'll prepare you for that interview. All right. So you can see everything is in class, starting from Excel, starting from the first class in Excel. All right. So you see everything, skills assessment session, onboarding session, installation, how to install. And this is the reason why we want people to join early enough. And that's why we're closing up registration by Tuesday. So we can actually do a proper onboarding for the people coming into the class. So you have installations, you have the skills assessment and onboarding session, and so on and so forth. So these are the key things that we are doing for you. All right. So you see all the classes, you'll see the case study, they're all case study based, and you'll see the class recording. Every class is recorded, and you always have access to the recording from the session. All right. All the classes are recorded. So this Excel class 1, Excel class 2, you'll see this is another case study. All right, this is another case study. And I'm just going to show you the case study real quick. Frixos Travel Company. And this is what you'll be doing in the business analysis. All right, some of the case studies you're going to work on. So you see here, by conducting research into customer preferences and behavior, the company aims to gain insight into what customer wants, all right, from a travel experience, and to use this information to design services that are customized to their needs. So you have been hired as a data business analyst to, perform this operation using Excel for your tool of analysis. So these are the kind of projects you're going to be working on as a business analyst within Ten Analytics, within the program. And you see everything, is thought out. And let me show you, I think I will just show you, I usually like to show you the business analysis course, the WhatsApp group, what they were able to do within this week of learning Excel. Let me show you what they were able to do within a week of learning Microsoft Excel. So business analysis, I'm going to be looking at, okay, all right. So I'm going to show you the WhatsApp group quickly. I'm going to go to the top, all the way to the top, and you see exactly what I'm talking about. Why, what we do. So these people started on the 1st of July. You see they started on the 1st of July. All right. And I'll see, you see exactly what they started. People are asking questions, and you see exactly what people are going to do by, let me see. I'm just going to scroll down till I get to, you see, the first dashboard came in on the 4th of July, the 4th of July. The first dashboard came in on the 4th of July, which is from Ayodele Akishiko. All right, 1st of July, 4th of July. They started on the 1st and they were able to build this report. And this is Microsoft Excel, not Tableau, not Power BI. This is Excel, Microsoft Excel to build the dashboard. All right, and you can see people coming in with their own dashboard, with their own reports. All right, and you see it here, Nelly's travel dashboard, using data to make informed decision based on customer preferences and all that. And these are the things you're going to be learning, case study based. And these are the things you're going to be learning. And you see what people are doing by the 5th, and people are doing this posting on LinkedIn and so on. All right, so these are the key things you would learn, working with actual business case studies. All right, so this is business analysis. You move from Excel, you go into Power BI, you go into SQL, then you start the BA classes. And you see just the same way we talked about it, you do your BA. So you see the classes, you see the materials, you see the recording, the class recording, everything is embedded there for you to get access to. All the classes are recorded. You see it's about 2 hours, 57 minutes. It's 3 hours per session. So you can see everything some of them are ending on time, some of them might slightly differ. So you see all the classes are arranged, in very promising. And let's look at Power Platform Engineer. Okay, let's take a look at this. So I'm going to just scroll down to the top of the class to show you where they started from and what they are going into at the moment. So you see all the classes. Let's take a look at the slide. Power Platform case study. Everything is case study based because that's the best way you will learn. You will work with quite a number of case studies. So you see with the Power Platform, you're still going to do software development lifecycle because you're going to be building applications for the business. So with this case study, let's take a look at this particular case study. Help deck solution for Power Tech. Help deck solution for Power Tech. All right, let's take a look at the business problem. All right, PowerTech is a medium-sized company with multiple departments and growing number of employees. The company has been facing challenges in managing and addressing IT support efficiently. The existing processes of submitting tickets via email or phone number or phone calls leads to delay and miscommunication and lack of transparency. Basically, they have issues with, help desk, IT support desk. So you, as a Power Platform developer, you have been hired as a Power Platform engineer to automate ticket entries and its processes. So what tools you're going to use? The project tools. You're going to work with Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power BI. So you use Power Apps to create the application, Power Automate to automate business processes, then Power BI for analytics. So the head of IT can see how many tickets were raised in the last week, how many of these tickets were resolved, how many of them are pending, how many of them have been answered. Do you understand? Basically tracking, your IT support within the organization. So it's an end-to-end solution And you can see it here, Power Apps to create user-friendly interface, Power Automate to automate workflow, Power BI to generate comprehensive reports and visualization on key finance metrics. So everything is end to end, and you're not coding. It's the beauty of this. You're not writing a single piece of code. So this is the user flow based on the application. So this is the home screen, you log in. All right. If you don't want to log in, you can find out about the screen. You can find out the login details. If it is correct, come here. If it is not correct, forgot password, do this and do that. So basically, the user flow is the way you will work using the way you will flow using the application itself. All right. So this is Power Platform, and these are the kind of things that you'll be working on. These are the kind of projects you'll be working on. All right, designing solutions for businesses, this, so on and so forth. So these are the things that you'll be working on, projects, even data engineering, the same thing. All right, we'll be building things, and let me show you what they did in class. And they're currently on data modeling class. That's inside the data engineering. You've gone through SQL, and these are basically everything is recorded. Every session is recorded. You have access to materials, to the recording, to the experts, and so on. So, the remaining part of the class, I think I'm just going to take questions and, we can call it a day. So if you have any question, I know user 4332, 338, I don't know if you can unmute yourself. I'm asking you to unmute yourself so you can ask your questions. User 33, ask to unmute. Okay, so if you have any question, please, you can raise up your hand. I'll be happy to take your questions. Then thereafter, we can call it a day. All right. Any other person? Okay, so I have people raising up your hands now. Okay, fantastic. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to unmute you. Tolulokwe, let me start with you. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you. Fantastic.
All right, thank you so much, Efemena. I'm not really new to this kind of section, and I think I've already signaled my interest to start later on before the end of the year. However, I just keep up with presentations and just to keep abreast of everything and to keep the motivation going on. But somewhere along the line, after explaining how your community runs and how you are being practical and you handhold your students, my husband then asks, do they also offer courses similar for software engineering, someone who is interested in programming language to develop website, develop application using Java, Python, that could also, help their journey like this. So I said, let me ask.
Unfortunately, we don't do those kind of program. Anyways, we don't do it just yet at the moment. So we don't offer it. Anything that we don't have capacity in, we don't like to delve into it, and that's the reason why we're not doing it at the moment. Anyways.
Oh, sorry. Are you aware of any community that offers this? Practical and holding like this that you can recommend?
I don't think so. I honestly, I can't recommend. I actually don't know anyone off the top of my head. Okay. And the reason why we started ours is because there are so many in the public at the moment that really are more focused on money than value. All right, so it's very difficult, and a lot of people have been burnt. So I really don't know anybody that does it just the way we do it, and that's really why we are doing this.
I get you.
But anyways, yeah, we'll definitely get into it maybe later in the year or maybe sometimes in the future. We probably will extend. Well, at the moment, we don't do that.
All right. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Right. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to take Engineer IK.
Thank you very much, sir. I think the program is highly enlightening. My question is, your data engineering, is it a zero code data engineering, or it has a little embedment of coding on it? Then secondly, what is actually the distinctive difference between data engineering and data scientist? or data analysis? Please just give me a little, throw more a little light on it.
When
Thank
did
you.
you join the session? Let me just confirm. So the session today was talking majorly around all the career paths already. But anyways, the data engineering career path is fully coding. I don't think there's any data engineer that will be no code. I'm not sure. Unless maybe you're using cloud platforms. And even with cloud platforms, they'll still encourage you to use Python. So it's still code-based. You'll still be writing code. But the data engineering is fully code-based. You'll be working with Python, SQL, Linux, and also some other distributed systems and all that. You work with Apache Airflow, Apache Spark, you work with Pandas, Python, and so on. So it's fully programming based. The difference between data analytics, data science, and data engineering is very simple. The data engineer is the collector. Okay, the data engineer is the person that brings data, that harmonizes data into a central location. Okay, before the data analyst will build that dashboard, before the data scientist will do predictive analytics. All right, the data engineer is the one that will make data available for them. Without the data engineer bringing the data together, harmonizing it, the data analyst will not be able to do visualization. The data scientist will not be able to do machine learning, predictive analytics, and all that. All right. So the data engineer is that professional that brings data together and brings it into a central warehouse, or it's a warehouse essentially optimized for analytics. The data analyst will be the one to do dashboard reporting. All right. So we'll build dashboards, tell the business what happened or why it happened. All right. We made 500,000 last month. We generated 5,000 new customers. We're telling the story on what's happened. Oh, we made more money in this. We did an advert that led to this. So basically telling the story on why that particular thing happened. All right. So data analysis, dashboarding, reporting, and all that. The data scientist, on the other hand, is more focused on predictive analytics. So that's why you have to do your machine learning, statistical modeling, so on and so forth. So that's really the difference between the three career paths. So one brings data, the other one uses it for visualization, the other one uses it for machine learning and predictive analytics. All right. So how that makes sense to you? So any other question? Let me see. Damilola. So let me see. I think I have some questions.
I have a question, please.
Yeah, all right.
Yes, go ahead.
My question is, I'm interested in data engineering, and so first off, I want to know, which is better for data engineering? Is it like a Windows system or Apple? Like which is best? Is there any risk? Is there any? I put it.
There's no restriction. There's no restriction at all. For data engineering, you don't really get restrictions on because you're working with open source programs, so they run effectively on iOS and Windows systems. So you're fine. Anyone that you have, you're good to go. Is that okay?
All right.
Yes.
And also, is there any basic prerequisites requirement before I start?
None. The basic system is fine. So a normal system is fine. So your 8 gig RAM, you have an 8 gig RAM, you're using SSD, that's solid state drive, okay, SSD. And I think if you have 256 and above, that's great. Gigahertz 1.6 to 1.8 gigahertz is okay. Okay, and I think that's a normal system is fine. You're good with that.
Okay.
You're not doing too much, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then also just one last thing. Do I have to be like studied like computer science or have though I mean I have knowledge of some programming language like Python and HTML, CSS and code, but
yeah,
I just
so
want to know is there any like previous knowledge that I need to know that's
okay. Yeah. All right. So even if you know it, even if you know data, even if you have background, we're going to start with, you see, data engineering. There's an intro to the class. Now, this introduction, I'm just going to walk you through. So you see, it's basically, I'm going to just walk you through the material. All right. So data engineering is starting from the basics. So the emergence of data engineer, who is a data engineer, basically all the key concepts you need to know. We'll start from the basics. So even if you're a baby, and you're just starting, it really doesn't matter. We take you through the basics. So if you're a computer scientist, you are an agriculture, you're a farmer, everybody starts at the same level and grows together. Everybody's going to grow together. So you have that intro to data engineering that provides that base knowledge. And after you finish that, you move into your Python class where you start with basic Python. All right. So what's a variable? You see variable and data types practice sheets. All right. So you see all these are basically, starting from scratch. So even if you've done this before, you're going to be starting from scratch. So you see review of Python data structures, introduce control flows on Python, in Python. So these are like the first things you're going to learn in the class. All right. So you don't have to be, even if you have that prior experience, you have that prior coding, you're going to start and grow. Okay. I'm going to build you in that particular aspect. Okay.
All
So
right. All right.
that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So,
Thank you very
thanks.
much for the question. I appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to take Idovu's question. She says, thank you, Femina. Please, assuming a person gets a job in another time zone country, different from the home country resident, would the person be required to have a work permit from the country where the company is domiciled? No, so it depends on different organizations. So different organizations, if you're for remote work, you don't need work permit for remote. All right. But it depends on the organization. Some organizations want you to relocate. So they might struggle with getting you a work permit to come into the country. Some of them don't want you, they want you to be permanently in other country. If you're in Nigeria, be based in Nigeria, don't come. All right. So they don't need to hassle to get work permit. So you don't need that. So different organizations, different rules and regulations, or different I would say different rules basically for different organizations. Some organizations want you to relocate, some of them don't want you to relocate. So in that situation, you don't need a work permit. So if you're getting a job in the US, yes, you don't need a work permit. If you're in Nigeria, some of them might need you to have a work permit, some of them might not need you to work permit. So that's why I tell most people you can't know until they call you. All right. So and that's why I tell you to apply. Even if they plainly write hybrid, you might be surprised that you will still get that job and you'll be working fully remote. Do you understand? So when that's what we tell our people, please don't let whatever you see online be a determinant. All right. So even if the right hybrid or the right fully remote must be in the US, please still apply for it. Because if you don't apply for it, you're missing out on that opportunity 100%. But if you apply for it, there is a 50-50 chance that you can bamboozle them. We say bamboozle because you can actually surprise them, tell them that you are actually good, all right? And you can take on that opportunity and do fantastically well. So and that's why we tell people to apply, okay? I've been in job opportunities that are way above what I thought I could do. And eventually I prepared for it and I was able to get those opportunities. And that's why we tell most people, please don't let what you see on the job role will be a determinant for when you apply or not. So some of them require work permits, some of them don't. But once you're applying for jobs, please don't use that as a base. Apply for every single one of them. All right. The one that will take you will definitely take you. All right. So I hope that makes sense. Are there real life projects that I can talk about during an interview to showcase new skills learned? Absolutely. We have 1,001. Right? We have a lot of projects you're going to work on to showcase this. And I'm going to just show you that on data engineering, you're going to be working on, you'll start with base knowledge because you've never done programming before. So you start with the base knowledge anyways. Well, programs like, let's say, data analytics, data science, I'm just going to work you through let me show you the June internship program, for example. So we have the June data science internship. All right. So currently this is data science. We're going to be looking for the one we started July. Okay. The July joint internship. Let me show you this particular program, this particular internship. And this is what we'd like to do for our internship program. So let's onboarding slide. So let me tell you more about this project. Okay. UK job post analysis and reports. Okay, so this particular project, this internship focuses on business analysis, data science, and data engineering. So the aim of this project is to develop data scraping and analysis system that collect jobs related information from various job boards, job sites, and applies it analysis techniques using Python, blah, blah, blah. So essentially, the three people, the business analyst is the person that is going to coordinate this event, this particular project. Okay. Now the data engineer is the person that will go online to web scrape, to do what we call web scraping. All right, working with APIs, working with building web scrapers using Cilium, using what's the other one? Sorry, skip my for a second. Beautiful soup, all right, to do web scraping and so on and so forth. So basically, that's what and the data scientists will not take those jobs, do analysis, perform analysis, data analysis, exploratory data analysis, and even a little bit of predictive analytics and all that. So these are the things that we're going to be doing. So this is an end-to-end project. So at the end of this project, you see, let me just put it here. The aim of this project is to develop a comprehensive system or scraping job related data from various sources, analyzing the information using Python. The system will provide valuable insight into salary rates, required skills, and job requirement by focusing on technology jobs. The project will benefit job seekers, employers, and recruiters by offering a data-driven approach to understanding the technology job market. So this is an end-to-end solution. And at the end of it, you would have a web-based user interface. And that's what we're going to be building for our own system. So this is what we did last year to select 7 career paths that are in high demand. All right, that people are always looking for. That's why we selected 7 career paths. So we're doing the same thing, but this time rather than we, all right, doing this project, we are using participants to do this project. So the business analyst will be the one to coordinate. The data engineer will build the data pipeline to scrape data from different data sites, job sites, bring it into, a cloud platform, S3 buckets. All right. Then data scientists connect to the S3 buckets to do further analysis to find out salary rates, what the average salary of a data scientist is in Glasgow versus what it is in Manchester, what the average salary of a data scientist is in London versus Southampton and so on and so forth. So that's basically what they're currently working on. And you see, this is the week one that I'm not going to show you, but anyways, that's what they're working on. So these are kind of projects you work on. Anyways, data analytics also, you will see you have quite a number of projects you're going to work on. Let me just show you. So this is the Power BI Live classes. Power BI. Let me just quickly walk you through data science. More conversant with the data science. So class work, okay? And you see for every class, starting from Excel, starting from statistics, okay? You would be working on case studies. You'll be working on case studies. So statistics class 1, class material is a case study, HealthQuest. All right. So you see, HealthQuest has hired you as a data professional. All right. HealthQuest wants to provide valuable insight into the company's workforce and help identify areas of improvement. They need to better understand their employee demographics and descriptive statistics. So this is your first class on statistics. So you'll be doing this using, this is what you'll be doing in the statistics classroom. All right. So once you finish statistics, you move into predictive analytics with 3. You'll be working more on predictive analytics, statistics class 2, session recording, session material. You have auto gallery, all right, Prestige auto gallery. So you have this. This particular one, the problem solving, the problem overview, the managing director of Prestige Auto Gallery seeking valuable insights into their sales performance for the year 2023. The objective is to accurately predict their project and project their sales figures, enabling them make informed decisions and effectively plan their operations by gaining an understanding of expected sales trends and patterns. We can blah blah blah. So these are all case studies you're going to be working on. All right. So all our classes are case study based that you're going to be working on. All right. So you have access to everything. Let me see. I appreciate this meeting. Please, I appreciate because I have a scholarship. Bibola, we are running the discount at the moment. You can take advantage of the discount. Okay, let me just take questions now. I'm going to start with user. I'm going to take a few questions and call it a day. I think I've been talking for about 2 hours plus now.
Hello.
Go ahead. Yes, Lisa, hello. How you doing?
All right. I want to ask a question. Number one, I am Scrum certified, right? So I am confused in either to take data analytics, data
Data
analytics,
analytics.
yeah, or full stack data science. Why? Because I have a background, I have a what is it called? My BSc is, I have a statistics background. So I want to ask if it's okay to go for data analytics or full stack data science.
I can guess you're based in Canada, if I'm sure.
What?
Are you based in Canada?
No, I'm in Dubai.
You're in Dubai, okay. All right. Statistics. I would what would you okay, what have you been working, what have you been doing before I give you a recommendation?
Basically,
What
I'm still new
yeah.
to tech. I've not done
Okay,
anything yet.
you've not done anything. Okay, okay. All right. With coming from the background in statistics, it's you're using it definitely as a professional, as a data analyst, or as a data scientist. So now it's based on preference. I can't recommend. All right. I really try to stay away from recommending because it usually comes back to bite me to say that, oh,
Okay,
you
okay.
said, yeah. All right. So well, you could anyone works, to be very candid with you. No one works. A data analyst can get jobs as a data analyst, product analyst, sales analyst, and so on. A data scientist can get jobs as a data analyst, a data scientist, a product analyst, and so much more.
Oh, so
So
it's like the same thing, right?
it's not the same thing because a
Okay.
data scientist is doing what a data analyst does plus like now plus
Okay.
predictive analytics. So that's when you now start to do machine learning, forecasting, predictive
Oopsie.
analytics. All right. So all the statistical concepts that you learned in secondary school, your linear equation, your linear forecast. So you'll
I think
be using
I'll take data analytics.
so that's why I like to tell most
I'm
people
getting
like
scared already.
you don't need to be scared. And that's why we teach you every single thing you need to know. All right. So
Okay.
if you go through the data science, for example, is baby steps. We use not like baby videos, I won't say, but we take baby steps to teach you every key concept you need to know. So you see, with the statistics class, I'm going to start with this. You see, you have what we call watch me do it videos. So these watch me
Okay.
do it videos are bite-sized videos that would make you understand better. All right.
Okay.
So let me look at the class comments. Thank you for the videos. A very detailed explanation. Thank
You
you. This is
know,
just
I understand. This is the third class I'm actually attending, and I've seen what you've been doing. But the
yeah.
problem mostly is because this is like my third tech class. Yeah, I was in AWS class. I don't know how to explain it, but when there's no mentor,
Overwhelmed.
there's no one to
Yeah.
hold my hand and all that. Then I went to Scrum. I learned Scrum too. There's nothing. I have the certificate, it's just there. So I am
Okay.
so scared of, I wanted to
You
do
know,
this because
okay. I
it
understand where
looks,
you're coming from. I
yeah,
honestly understand where you're coming from. I've been in your shoes also. Like I said, I started also, and that's the reason why we started ours. To say that we can't keep, people are more focused on pay now, pay now. And that's the reason why, before I told you about how much we're collecting, we needed to tell you the benefits you will get
mm,
from going through analytics. And I can beat my chest confidently. I can beat my chest anywhere I go to tell you that you are in Dubai, all right?
yes.
Select any training program of yours. Select any program that you want. And I am here. Honestly speaking, I am on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram, I'm everywhere. All right. You would have my personal number. And these are questions that will guide you through what you need to go through. All right.
That's a
It's
relief.
not,
Thank
no,
you.
it's don't worry, it's fine. You can ask if you know anybody. Literally, I'm going to share the testimonial page and you can chat up any single one of those people and ask them about their experience with analytics. You can even I wish I could bring in people. I usually bring in people, but today, today's session was just an impromptu session. You would see, you can literally see the comments. These videos are so detailed and straightforward. Love it. If you have interview, you have straight up interview, you can prepare for an interview. I had a call yesterday. If I show you my calendar, it's very messy. But anyways, I had a call yesterday, and the guy just said that if you men have been applying for jobs, I'm based off in Nigeria. I don't get enough job opportunities in Nigeria. What do I do? And I was like, oh, guy, bro. And that's the reason I just told the guys, okay, do you know what? This guy's just started. He just started. They're already applying for jobs. All right. So I told them, okay, do you know what? Let's start with the Upwork optimization. Put them up on Upwork optimization, let them start to look for freelance opportunities where they can be freelance and all that. The next couple of classes, we're going to be doing remote jobs for the guys that just started, how to land remote jobs, how to tailor your CV and all those things. We're going to do all those things for them. So the key thing for us is not for you to learn a skill and not know what to do with those skills. And that's the reason why I spent another couple of minutes showing you that remote jobs exist. They are there. All right, that's if you're looking for a remote job. But you're in Dubai, which is fantastic. You can have, there are enough jobs, data analysis, data scientists, and all that. Don't worry. I know your fear. I know where you're coming from, but I'm telling you, just take, that leap of faith and trust me, you're going to have a great time with analytics. Like, it's a wonderful experience. I won't lie to you. All right. So I forgot I don't think I remember your name now. But I hope you're fine. You could just drop a comment, so I'm sure that I've answered your question of validating your fears also. In my Itikaku, take you quickly, 2 seconds. Yeah.
Okay, hello, everyone. Hello, Efemina. I wanted to ask, I have 2 questions actually, because I'm actually your student. I'm still doing a course with you guys. And I noticed that like some things you mentioned today is not part of what we did, like the one about the Chat GPT. Although I saw like a webinar that you talked about it, but because of my time zone, I couldn't attend that webinar and I didn't get the email. But I wanted to ask, so how do you do that for your other students that, because if you say you keep adding things, how do I benefit from those things you've added?
Fantastic. And that's a very good one. Thanks a lot for coming, even bringing this up. So we are currently working on an alumni session where we keep our alumni updated on recent technologies. So it's a recent thing, and we've seen that the industry is moving very fast. Honestly speaking, in the last couple of months, new technologies have come in. Data science, data analytics, business analysis, and so on. There's several AI tools that are coming out. So we are working on, a section that is tailored solely for alumni sessions, only for alumni. So we're going to be doing that 100%. So you are currently on the alumni group, or when did you finish? And no, I'm not sure.
I'm not done. Yeah, I'm still on it, but we just got our assignments, our project. So that's where we are. Mm-hmm. So that's where we are.
That's not a problem. You will still get access to it. You will still be part of the people to get benefit from those sessions. So we'll look for time zone. We're going to take time zones into consideration also. So we might be
because I must tell you, most of the weekday ones I don't attend because of the timing. So I miss out on all that, really. So it's a struggle for me. Okay, so secondly, Okay, sorry, let me let you finish. Okay, my second question is, if I want to do another course with you, am I going to get a discount?
Yes, we have participants return discounts, so you will get a discount. Okay. These are to pay more. Our alumni are always looking to pay more. Are you looking to pay more? Is that what you're trying to do, to sponsor?
No. I'm asking, am I going to get, if I decide to attend, I'm on the phone, get out of it. Before, can you close the door? Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, there's problem. It's fine. It's okay.
Just go outside. Good things about it. Okay. Our second question is, I wanted to ask if what I said was, if I decide, like I'm doing data analytics and I decide to do business analysis, am I going to get a discount for the second course if I'm doing a second course with you guys?
Yes, you will get a discount. You'll get a discount. Yeah, 100%. All right.
So who do I speak to? Mm-hmm.
Just send an email to. Do you have? Okay, let me just give you the WhatsApp number. So once you're ready, okay, once you're ready, just you see the number here. All right, either the +44 or the +234. You just send a message to this number, the WhatsApp number. all right? Or chat
Okay.
up, if you're on any of the group, chat up your course
Mhm.
admin. So if you're
Okay.
currently doing data analytics, so if it's Joan, send Joan a message, all right? And she will take it up from there. Is that okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right. Let me quickly take, just have a very few. Tony, if you want to raise up your hand and ask a question, so I could just unmute you quick. Okay, your hand is up already. So Tony, I'll get to you. You'll be the last person I'll take, okay, for today's class. So Lord Raul, I'm going to take Uzo, Oye, and I'll call it a day. Lord Raul, I've asked you to unmute. Uzo, I'm going to ask you to unmute also. Uzo, I'm asking you to unmute. Uzo is not, okay, some of them were muted at the same time, imagine.
Hello?
Yes, Lord Rahul, go ahead, please.
Yes. Good evening. Thank you for
Good
the
evening.
class.
Yes.
Yeah, I know probably this is like my second time attending this class.
Fantastic.
I've been a bit scared to take a leap with you guys because although I've done data analytics, but it was based on online, I did it with Udemy just to get a recap and to understand what data analytics is all about, basically. And so I was scared to, my friend and in Canada actually recommended you guys to me. And because she said she was working on the project and she was even, she had not attended your class. She was not a student of your class, but you guys were already assisting her in doing a project for an interview the next day. So that gave me like a really good boost, like, oh, okay, these guys are really what they say they are. Because I know a lot of people that I've tried applying with, they just tell you they do this, do that, do that. And at the end of the day, you don't really get the value for what you're actually paying for. Yeah. So my question is this. Now, there are a lot of certifications you do for maybe Google, can do Google or Microsoft certification for either data analysis or any of the programs. So what my question is now, how do we get to, when we finish this your program, do we really get prepared to take these exams so we could be quickly certified on this front?
Lord Rahul, do you know where those certificates, where they belong to? Do you know where they belong to?
I don't know. I don't know.
They belong in the bin. They belong in the trash can. I won't lie to you.
Yeah, actually, without a job, anyway. Without a job, it's in the trash.
It's not even about a job or anything.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Those certifications don't certify you for anything. They don't give you real life experience. They don't give you any form of real life experience. So now, a recruiter gets to see you, and I want you to talk to anybody currently in the industry and answer this question. All right. A recruiter will never ask you, all right, what certifications do you have? According to my previous role, permitted me to start recruiting. So I recruited for the firm and all that, for across UK. And nobody's gonna ask you what certification do you have. Oh, I'm a Google data analyst. What does that mean? The key question I'm going to ask you the key questions, you will likely get asked questions around, tell me about a time you used Excel for an analysis and tell me about the issues you faced and why, and how you're able to solve those issues. All right. So if they ask you that kind of question, even if you are certified as a Google analyst, how do you answer that question if you've never used it on a real life case study? All right. But our participants can easily draw from the case studies they've worked on to say that, oh, I was working on an employee attrition case. I was working on, employee attrition. So people were leaving the organization. I wanted to find out why people were leaving the organization. Based on this organization, we had our data set, we had employee data stored in Excel. All right. And we're using this Excel to perform attrition analysis to find out the attrition rate, turnover rate, and the reasons why people are leaving the organization. So, you can tell a story about the case study that you've done. Our programs are presentation based. So whenever you do your case study, you present. So you can easily talk confidently on the case study you've worked on. All right. So these are the key things that we have embedded in the training program. All right. Certifications don't get you anywhere. I will tell you for free. Certification will not do anything. All right. And that's why our program is more case study based. If you finish our training program, if you ask any, even the lady you talked about, ask her. We don't encourage people to tell them, go and look for internship. It's not internship. We're asking you, don't finish our training program and say, oh, I'm looking for free internship. I'm looking for a place where I can intern. That's a disrespect to what we actually offer a big one. All right.
I like
So what
that.
we do
Yeah.
is and that's why, even during the call, I did not mention free internship. Get started as a junior data analyst. I did not say anything like that. I'm talking about you getting a job as a full-time employee. And I'm going to share some of the testimonials with you, and you get to see this. Nobody's talking about free internship or looking for a place where I can intern.
Yeah.
And those are the
Okay,
things we
well,
tell you. Yeah.
my other
So,
question is this.
Yeah.
Well, I actually work for an organization. I currently use SAP, and I use SAP
Okay.
a lot. But I'm in
Fantastic.
HR. You understand?
Okay.
So, I want to do data analytics, but when I'm done, I also want to do HR analysis. I want to be able to combine both of them together. You understand? So, yeah, basically.
You want to combine HR and data analytics together, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So
Yes.
fantastic. So the HR analytics training program is tailored for that purpose. So you're going to be learning Excel, problem solving, Power BI. You'll be doing a bit of SQL also to be able to query databases and all that. And you will now start using those tools to perform HR scenario-based case studies, working on HR metrics and analysis, HR life cycle, using analytics to tell, key stories around data stories around HR performance evaluations, compensation and benefits, and so on and so forth. So those are the key things you'll be doing in the HR workspace using data analytics. All right. So
Yes.
all you need to do is just register for the HR analytics training program, and it's going to take you end to end of what you need to know in HR analytics. So it's very detailed, absolutely detailed, detailed, walking you through the basics, starting from the basics, what is HR analytics, how the metrics you need to, attrition rate and turnover rate are not the same thing. There's a difference.
Yeah.
The way you calculate attrition and all those things, performance evaluation, training needs analysis. How do you do all
Yeah.
these using Excel and Power BI? You'll be able to do it, in the training program. All right.
Thank you.
So it's practical based. You're going to be working on different case studies from end to end. You'll be doing all that. Okay. All right, Lord Raoul, I think I love the feedback you gave about your friend. We mean what we are saying when we say we will help you. We literally mean we will help you. We don't take everything we do for granted. Everything we say we do, you can literally talk to our network of people, and that's what we say we do. We will do. I can see some of our people chatting up in the chat. That is Kemi Vaughn. They are passionate, and you will have all the help you need. Fantastic. I'm still a student. I'm blown away by how they engage and carry out the service. Fantastic. Kemi Vaughn in the house. Uzo, you muted yourself back. So go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Ifemina, can you hear me?
Good. Yes, I'm doing. Well done.
Thank you so much for the insightful session. So my question, or what I would say my concern is a bit different from what we've heard so far. So I'm coming from a vantage point of the way the economy is at the moment. I mean, I know I speak for myself and I speak for a lot of other people as well. So I see that you have quite a number of, you have very, I would say your discounts are quite okay. But then again, for some people, you might not exactly, appear the same way. So I was just thinking, like, on the side, is there a way you can come up with some other form of, something that can also help people go into the course a lot more, So I'm sure, for instance, for the fact that analytics, the mission for analytics or the vision per se is to help get as many people into tech as possible. It's not even about the money now. But I know that if you run some kind of statistics, you would see that a lot of people have not been able to join partly because of the costs. So if you come up with something more encouraging, something that is more.
What's more encouraging? That's like what I want to.
Okay. I don't know. You can come up with. I don't want to be the one to tell you how to.
More encouraging. I can give you back to 320. I feel like 320 is more encouraging.
Well, we are still saying the same thing.
Okay.
So okay, I'm even saying basically, it's not even about the cost, the total cost. It's about the
structure.
Spreading it, the structure. Like if, for instance, this says you can pay in 2 installments. Perhaps if you could come up with a system that says, okay, you can pay in 3 installments, or you can come up with some other thing that would make for easy payments. Okay. That's just what because I know I've actually joined your session before, and the only reason why I've not enrolled for the cohort from that time till now is because of the funds. Because I mean, a lot of us have so many other financial obligations to,
Yeah.
sort out at the moment, especially with the economy. So that's
Okay,
just
Uzman, that means we are a data-driven company, so we make decisions based off data. Okay, so we used to run 3 installments before. Okay, 3 installments, 2 and 3 installments, depending on which one ever you want. And we noticed that most people that do 3 payments or more installments don't complete payments. That's it's like it's 90% of people that do 3 payments, all right, don't complete their payment. And that's the reason why we scrapped it, because it was biting us back. We're trying to help people, people go through the training program or not complete payments. And that's the reason why we stopped it. And we did 2 payments. So it's easy to track, it's easy to tell people, all right, to manage and all that. So I've noticed that most people that we select 2 payments, that's the reason why we are data driven. That's the reason why we're doing this. So we understand where you're coming from, to be very candid. We understand the situation. But one key thing I usually tell most people is we need to look at the benefits. All right. Now you don't understand the benefits until you get that job that you think that you're looking for. We had a guy in Nigeria, based in Nigeria, used to earn less than 200,000. And guess what? This guy got his first job, data analytics, with one of the top insurance firms in Nigeria. From less than 200K, it moved into 500K. Now, that 500K now, they did a review last month, he got a promotion. This guy is close to 800,000 on a monthly basis. And this is a period from last year to today. So now, he invested 270,000 naira in himself to upskill himself. All right. And now this guy he hasn't forgotten. I'm very sure he doesn't remember that he paid 270K. All right, 270,000 naira on himself back then. And now he's earning over 800K, almost 800K on a monthly basis. All right. And like I mentioned, I can show you quite a number of testimonials. All right. It's about most people want to look at, oh, give me a discount. I want it to be cheaper. I want it to be this. People don't understand that we are the ones that lost, because when you get a job, all right, we are incurring all this cost. We're bringing in facilitators. We're bringing in so many things to ensure you get the jobs that you're looking for. All right. And when you get these things, nobody will come back to say that, oh, Analytics helped me. All right, you take this 5,000 pounds. All right. Nobody will, you rightly not will do that. But that's not our joy. Our joy is people are getting aware that they can actually take on this job. They don't need to spend millions or thousands, all right, in order for them to, to get the job that we're talking about. This job exists both at home and outside. This job exists, but it's just that most people don't have the skills to take on these roles. So that's why we are doing this. So Uzo, I hope you understand. But
yeah, I do. I do. So sorry. So this leads me to the next question, my last question actually. So you're a data-driven company. So I'm sure you must have run some checks to see the number of persons that have gone through your program and the fact that number that has actually gone ahead to achieve that thing that they set out to achieve.
Exactly.
So what exactly, I'm not going to ask you for the numbers now, but I just want to know what exactly would you say is the reason why the other faction has not been able to achieve that goal yet?
Like how the other people that don't go through your training program, why they've not been able to achieve that? Is that what you're saying?
So there's category A, there's category B. So category A goes ahead to achieve or get the one. Category B, after going through the whole processes, after being handheld through the process and everything, they still do not achieve that thing that they want to. What would you say is the reason why those ones did not achieve that?
I love this guy's question. This guy, I think you are an interviewer. I love your questions. I won't lie to you.
No, so the rest of us can actually even just give insights and maybe take safety precautions.
Firstly, I think most from our own is, like you said, we are more data focused. Okay, so majority of those people not dedicated. So you hear people say that I'm busy at work. That's why I've not worked on my project. Oh, I am busy. There is no fuel for my generator to on gen so I can work. All right. Oh, there's always one excuse or the other. Oh, I need to go for a wedding. My cousin, my this, my that, people give excuses. All right. People that give excuses like that. And what I tell these people is you can't use your current situation to increase your future. You are busy at work, the work that you don't like, the work that is stressing you out, the work that you have to enter traffic for 2, 3 hours to get to, and use another 2, 3 hours to come back. All right. And I'm saying that take out 30 minutes every day to do a project. All right, to work on the project, not even complete it, to just start. The next day, do another 30 minutes on that same project. At the end of the week, you would have had 2.5 hours of learning on working on the project. All right. These people don't give out time to even work on projects. And that's the reason why it's struggle. All right. So if you don't put we have the best curriculum. We have set out everything. We have experts. We have people that will know you. We have drop-in sessions during the week. We have WhatsApp group chats. We have Slack channels where you can interact, we can talk, you can share experiences, you can learn from other people. We have mentorship session. We have everything that you think you need. But if you don't leverage it, we can't force you. We will force to an extent, send you emails, send you messages and all that. But if you're not forthcoming, we know that, okay, this person is probably not desperate enough, or is probably not in need for it at the moment. So dedication is very important. Do you understand? So if you're dedicated to the course to say that you want to do this in the next 2 months, 3 months, and you want to get these results, you would do it going to 10 analytics. I can guarantee you that. So Toye, Uzo, I hope that answers your question. All right.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Forward to joining the team in the next few months.
Okay.
Hopefully before the year.
Okay, thank you very much, Uzo. We'll be looking out for you. I love your questions. Please, you can chat me up on LinkedIn. I really like your questions. Just chat me up on LinkedIn or any platform. All right. Cheers.
Thank you.
Toye, let me take a question. I said I'm going to stop in Toye, so the day has actually been very long. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right. I just have 2 questions to ask. The first one is the program data engineering. You said
Yes.
that it has a bit of Python touch, programming.
Yes.
So what if I don't have any knowledge of that? And I've been hearing that probably that particular aspect, that particular program is a bit tough. Am I going to encounter any kind of problem with that? Because I don't have any, basic knowledge of that at all. So going into it, is it going to kind of show me, am I going to encounter a kind of challenge or so? Then secondly, among all the programs that is listed there, which one exposes one more to an outside job? That's my question now.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so the first one, Python. So obviously, a lot of people have phobia for programming. Okay, and
Exactly.
our Python class is absolutely basic. All right, and we use real life examples to explain certain concepts. All right, so if take for example, you have the Python class 1. Okay, where we teach you Python in class, in live class. We also have watch me do it videos to give you extra practice for those videos for Python class, for introduction to Python. So looking at Python, watch me do it videos. So it takes you through, bite-sized videos. They're not long. They're not very expensive, very long videos. They basically understand to tell you the meaning of what you are doing. So it's very bite-sized videos in the sense that they're practical. You'll be doing exactly what I am doing. So you can see me here in the right corner, and I'm just explaining the concept to you as a beginner. So if you're just starting to learn Python and you don't know what to do, how to start, basically, you see, I'm taking you through the journey, all right, explaining what you need to do, what is data types, what is the data structures, the difference between this and this, basically taking you one step at a time. All right, so you really understand it, honestly speaking. Aside the live classes, you still have the live classes, so you'll still do your live classes. All right, but with the live classes, you still get extra materials. And let me see if there's a comment. Let me see 2 comments. Short and straightforward to understand. Thanks, Efemena. I appreciate that, Rashid. That's me responding to him. So you see, those are the comments you get. Those are the things you would understand, even as a beginner. So even though you still watch me do you have like bite-sized videos that would explain this concept. All right, that will explain everything you need to do. So you are never going to, and even if you have issues, you have how many teachers? You have a lot of teachers, all right? So you have teachers that will help you, put you through. So even if you miss them, even if you don't remember something, you can just chat them up and they'll be able to guide you through the process of classes.
Okay.
Okay. So for the other one, outside jobs, all of them give you opportunity. And like I said, the reasons why we showed 7 career paths is because there is a high demand for these career paths. All right.
Okay.
Either you're applying for data engineering, power platform, data analytics, data science, these jobs exist. And that's the reason why I took out time also to go online to search for remote jobs, and you got to see that these jobs exist remotely. All right. If you want to check them out, I would say I can send you some sites that you can actually use to confirm that this, or you could just get the recording and see, just fast forward to the places where I was showing people, online jobs, remote jobs at the moment. All right. Thank you very much. Abimbola
Thank you
is
very
saying we
much.
should increase our volume. Okay. Stoye, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thanks for taking our time. Love your questions. Somebody's asking, yesterday said that please, you guys posted Instagram. The training is free. The training in tech is free. Why asking for payment again? Please, is there? So the master class is free. It's like you going to the market and you want to buy Dari. You say free. All right. Let me taste. Let me taste it. All right. You ask for taste. It's same thing with suya. You want to buy suya, you give me taste. So this the master class is free of charge. It's just to show you a day in the life of a data analyst and data scientist, what they do on a daily basis, right? Not the actual session, not the live session, not the full end-to-end 3 months, 4 months program. It's not not free. That will not be free. All right. So this is just a tester session. Okay. Korede said he's been raising his hand. I can just put your questions in the chat if you have any question. You people should increase your volume. It wasn't like this when you started. Can you guys hear me well? I'm not sure if you guys can hear me well. I have paid for the August batch. Do we get materials needed for the training? I have all the ones on my laptop. Okay, don't worry, Ernest, you get all the new materials. You don't need to stress yourself. I've paid for the August. Please, I need to ask my question. Kindly unmute me. Tony, I'm going to ask you to unmute so I can take you quickly. Any family discount, 2 courses for a couple. Two different courses for a couple. Deji, no discount for 2 people, unfortunately. We're already giving a discount already. So a discount and a discount is not, it's not worth it for us. Tony, please go ahead, please.
Hello, hi, Sabina. Thank you so much. I've been trying to get to you for a while now. I want to say that you're doing a good job because one reason why I'm, attending this session for the first time is because of the LinkedIn optimization from you and your team. I've been seeing a lot of work, a lot of projects just out there. It's like you're out there and it's very good, in recent times. So I want to be a part of it. I currently live in the UK. I've just graduated, did my master's in data science, graduated with distinction, but I'm still not confident enough, even though I've applied to a number of jobs. I'm not really confident. So I'm thinking of taking a data analytics program with you. But then I want to know because I don't really have enough time, but I don't know if your live sessions are recorded such that I can always go back to it when I'm, available to, have a look and upskill myself. That's my first question. And then the second question is, I want to know how accessible coaches and mentors are, such that if I'm working on, say, personal projects and I'm stuck one way or the other, how easy is it to reach out to mentors or people that can be of great assistance within your team? And then I also want to know what the success rate is. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm sure that some of these things you must have mentioned it, but I'm at work at the moment, but I'm just trying to ask. I want to know what the success rate is with your students, with the alumni. What is it like? What has it been so far? And how long is the access to the platform? Is it like a lifetime access or 9 months or 6 months? I want to know these things as well. Thank you.
Okay. Very detailed questions. I love that. First of all, congratulations on your master's. Graduating distinction is no beans. Okay. So congratulations, big time. All right. So first of all, I'm going to just take your questions regarding the platform. So you're going for data analytics. All right. I know you say you did data science, correct? Or you say you are taking data analytics, if I'm correct. Tony has muted herself. Okay. Tony, I'm going to ask you.
Yes, data
analytics.
science. Yeah, data science. But I am, like I said, I'm not really confident in because
Okay.
I've applied to a number of jobs and it's always like, oh, this is not happening. But then I started taking some trainings on YouTube, data analysis, and then I was able to get like 2 interviews. And I feel like, well, it's easier to get interviews with data analysis, and I want to be part of the work field. I feel that might be easy for me. But I also need data. I need your team, you know, I need,
Okay.
yeah.
You need assistance essentially.
Exactly,
No problem.
exactly.
All right. All right. So looking at the data analytics, just give me a second. We have the program here. I have this data analytics is over here, EU. That's Europe and Africa essentially. All right. So see, all the classes are recorded. Every single class is recorded. So even if you're working or you have issues or something happened and you are going to be missing the class, all I would say is inform the class coordinator just to be sure, because we're very strict with attendance. So once you inform the class coordinators, that's fine. That's all that matters. But anyways, all the classes are recorded. So this class happened on the 8th of July. The class, you have the recording, class recording. Everything is recorded. All the classes are recorded. All right. And you have lifetime access to the materials, the videos, everything. Lifetime access. I can go all the way down to the bottom. All right. And you still see all the courses that will be taken right from inception. All right. So you say everything, you have lifetime access to the materials, the recordings, even to the experts, the people that are going to be on the platform with you. All right. So anyways, that's to answer a question about how long the access is and if the sessions are recorded. So all the classes are recorded. I'm just going to show you another one, live class 2, class recording. You have the class recording there. Another class 3, class recording also embedded. So basically all the classes are recorded. So you don't have any problem with that. Reaching the facilitators is very easy. So every cohort has a coordinator. So every cohort has a coordinator. Every class has a coordinator, a class coordinator. So you see, if I come here, this is a class, you see, these are all WhatsApp groups. So this is currently the cohort 7, July cohort for business analysis. All right. You would see on each cohort, you have participants, and these participants, you'll be able to see. I'm not going to share that online so that, it's a recorded session. But anyways, you have the WhatsApp group chats that encourages collaboration. All right. We also leverage Slack. Depending on the program, depending on the case, so we use Slack, we use WhatsApp, but majorly we use WhatsApp group. All right. So in the WhatsApp group, you have myself, you have Adeza, you have all the people that you're going to be working with. All you need to do is just request. All right. So whenever you need assistance, like for example, for all our codes, we have schedule an interview preparation. So whenever you have an interview, you can easily schedule a preparation for your interview. Either myself, Adeza, Oni, Damilola, Brahima, we have quite a number of experts within the team or even external facilitators that can assist you with your interview preparation. So you are always going to have access. Okay, it's not even during the program, after the program, you can easily schedule an interview. You can easily schedule a call. Oh, you want to speak to myself, you want to speak to Ifemena and just discuss opportunities in the UK. All right. I just want to talk to somebody. I feel I'm not comfortable enough. I feel like I need to apply for this job. How do I apply for a job? How do I even get a job? The UK is sweet because honestly speaking, there's a lot of opportunities, especially for data analysts, data scientists, and even all the career paths that we offer. All right. So, but the key thing is people are not confident, and you are right to say that people are actually not confident in themselves, in the skills that they have, and those are the things that would help you do. So reaching myself or any other experts within the team is just literally one message. You are literally just one message away. Ask and you shall receive. That's the key thing I would say. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you so much, Ifemena. Thank you.
Yeah, so you'll get all the things, every single thing that you say, all the things we say you're going to do, we are going to do every single one of them. So thanks a lot for taking our time to, to ask your question. Vivian, Awoniyi, and the rest of the guys, please ask your question in the chat. I will take a question. Tony also asked a very good question. What is the success rate? Honestly speaking, let's talk about testimonials, then we call it a day. Testimonials. Let's talk about that. So this is Stephen Anointing, got a job in the UK. Stephen used to work with Tesco, all right? Not as a data analyst, okay? But we used to work with Tesco. And you see, I have got an interview request again. They said that it takes about 3 days to get back to me. I would love to prepare for this one. And we're starting up with Adeza. All right, thank you, sir. And you see, we sent him the questions, the preparation. We did the interview. They had about several calls in order for them to do it. And what did they say? I have got the job. Stephen got a full-time job as a junior data analyst with Access Group in the UK. All right. He used to work at Tesco. All right. Who would have not even thought that he could do data analytics, and now currently works as a junior data analyst. All right. Same thing with Gbenga Olagunju, currently works as a business data analyst after completing a data analytics program. So you can see, boss, I got this job. Edo Gbenga, are you serious? Wow, congratulations. I have flooded your DM on Slack about it. So we used to use Slack, but we use Slack, and like I said, we use Slack just and so. All right. Additionally, I got 3 more offers. See, when we tell people that jobs day, who are looking for these people? Now, people we don't get skills. That people actually don't just have the skills. That's the painful thing, and that's why we are doing this awareness. And where is Gbenga? Gbenga is based in Poland. Now, people would say that there's only menial jobs that exist in Poland, Germany, Cyprus, and all that, Norway. It's only you can't get a job because you don't speak their language. But this guy had what? 3 more offers in Poland. And you would have added more, trust me. All right. There are still so many. We're just picking places that that just to show you. Maureen Osazo also got a job in Canada as what? As a HR data analyst. All right. After completing the HR analytics program. So this will tell us one of the largest telecommunication, company based off in Canada. All right. Whistling got a job with Shell UK, all right, as what? As a sales analyst. Okay, and you can read this message. The slides are going to be sent to you. The data just update you on the outcome of the interview. I am pleased to let you know that I have been offered a position at Shell. I wanted to say thank you so much for the opportunity and so on. So Thelma also HR analyst. She got a job as an HR analyst in Birmingham, UK. All right, after completing the HR analytics training program, we helped Thelma get a job in United Kingdom after training out with us. We prepared her for the interview, wrote the competitive reference. So reference recommendation letter will provide all those things for you. All right. This obviously, okay, sorry, I'm going backwards. Look at me also based in Canada, got a job in Canada after completing the data analytics program. And you see, we have a bunch of testimonials in there. Trust me, if we leave testimonials alone, that's enough program on it. So that's a full-fledged program on it. So we have quite a number of testimonials talking about the program. Emeka got a job with Western Union based off in the UK also. Utman got a job with the NHS, Business Intelligence Officer in the UK. Idris got a job with Jaguar as a data engineer based off our training program. Ebube, you see what Ebube said? My new role is data scientist. First proper job in the UK after data analytics training. See it here. This is the ID card. A lot of people would be out there to say you cannot get a job as a data scientist. What are these people talking? 3 months for data science. You will learn statistics. You will learn machine learning. But people don't understand. Ignorance is, what they say, is bliss, but it can actually be a very, very big, to so many people's career. All right. So these are the people that she currently work as a data scientist. All right, with the NHS here in the UK, the largest health regulator here in the UK. The only one, actually the only one, not the largest. All right. Currently works there as a data scientist. Victor works with a US-based company and he works in Nigeria. He lives in Nigeria, but works for a firm in Chicago. All right, as a people operations analyst, as an HR analyst, essentially. All right, after completing the HR analytics program. So HR analysts saying that they cannot do tech job, they cannot get remote jobs. People are doing it, completing the training program. All right, so the awareness is there. Rafian's story is a very unique one for me. I won't lie to you. This one is personal to me because I got into the post office. I started working at the post office sometimes last year around September. All right. And I'm the one leading business data support. So I have a lot of conversation with key stakeholders within the business, all right? Training and also enlightening and also driving certain innovation within the business. So I was having this call, and after the call, I got a message. And she was like, "Oh, if you I'm happy to see you on Teams." And I was like, "Oh, sorry, I don't think I've met you before." And she was like, "Oh, yes, she did introduce herself. Rosalind, apparently, she went through 10 analytics and currently got a job as a business analyst with post office. She resumed just 3 weeks before I resumed the organization. All right. Fantastic, detailed, very amazing professional. I was so excited to say that the things that I felt like maybe would take me 2 years to materialize or 3 years, I will get more Nigerians working in tech. And just like a year into the program, this was September last year, even before, it's even less than a year. All right. We started getting people within the organization I work with telling me that, oh, if you remember, I went through the analytics business analysis training program. And that's the exciting, I was so happy. You understand how it means that someone that went through the program that you've designed is getting a job in the same organization where you work. All right. And we used to chat very well. We still chat. I left just a couple of weeks ago to do more freelance and contracts here in the UK. So Ubong also data analytics currently got an opportunity with PwC, HSBC, KPMG. He landed the first one with HSBC. All right, moved from HSBC to Cognizant, somebody that had never done data analytics before, moving from one job to the other. We did the same in UK. That people say there are no jobs. Okay, all right. So these are the things we're talking about. Abdurrashid works for a firm in US, okay, but lives in Nigeria. Abdurrashid resides in Nigeria and landed a full-time role in data as a data scientist with Sharp 420 in the US after completing the full stack data scientist program. All right. So you see, we have quite a number of testimonials are plenty. When a lot of Lagos will say is plenty. All right, is plenty. Lillian is saying these jobs require years of experience. How can one break through as a fresher? Fantastic, fantastic. That's a fantastic question. And there's a way we maneuver it. Okay. So there's a way we work around it. So you have worked, even if you've never worked. Okay. Like I said, we had a baker that went through the training program. Now, the baker, for example, all right, own the business. All right. How did you come up with certain innovations for the business? All right, you would have found out that, oh, at a certain time during the year, people make a certain type of cake. All right, so we're going to help you review your CV. And that's where we work with you hand on hand to help you review your CV. All right, so that all the things that you feel like you did in your previous role that are not even technically inclined, we can actually find a way to make them, data analytics, data science, and so on. So we'll help you review your CV essentially. And that's where that review session comes in, because there's not a lot of people that know how to walk around, working on your CV to get you that experience that you need from your previous role. So those are the things I would work with you on. Okay. And I know how recent these testimonials are. They're all very recent this year, some of them last year, but they're all majorly recent testimonials. Some of them, we don't even update this very frequently. There are so many of them. I could just show you one that sent me a message quickly. I don't want to share a name. Let me see if I can hide it. All right. Just yesterday, sent me a message yesterday. She got a job with, I'm coming, let me just show you quickly. I will show you, you'll see exactly. So we actually try to update as often as possible. I get a lot of messages. What? Give me a second. Sorry, I do get a lot of messages, so I usually take out time to work on this. Okay, yes, I've seen it. Okay, her name is actually not there, so that's not bad. So I'll just take a snip real quick so I can show you. This was yesterday. This was on Tuesday actually. All right, but I responded quite a bit early enough. All right, and this is a business analyst. Okay, so I just want to snip it so you don't see the person's name, and this is a recorded session, so I have to be very careful with the things I share and all that. Okay, so sorry about that. Let me see if it's showing properly. Okay. All right, so I think that's okay. Let me just quickly. Oh, it's terrible. Filmena. Sorry, I just want to show you. This is more. This is actually recent. Like, all right. So you see exactly what I'm talking about. So any questions around? Is it recent? How recent are this? You see it yourself. All right. So you see it here. All right. So the person sent me a message on Tuesday. I respond. This was an automated response, anyways. If I got a job, sorry, I need to clean up something. I just saw the person's name there. I've been very careful with data privacy. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. All right, anyways, I think I've cleaned that enough. So IFA Mena, IFA, I just got a job, I just got an offer, just got offer a job as a business analyst, and I wanted to check with you first if I could provide your details as a reference for my previous work. Please let me know if it's okay. If yes, let me know your previous contact details, blah blah blah. Company, in case you forgot, this. So people are going on, and she actually did data science, but she got a job as a business analyst, and that's how detailed our program goes. All right. So we have a ton of what do you call it? A ton of testimonials. Trust me. All right, that we've gone through in terms of recency and all that. Okay. So we have people that go through the training program, get a job 2 weeks, 3 weeks into the training program. All right. I wish we could put everything on a slide and I can show you. And we'll probably find a way to get all these things into one slide for testimonials so we can share with people and people can see these testimonials. All right. Yes, what are the BA success stories? We get a lot for BA also. These jobs require years of experience. What are the closest class information? What is the closest class to information systems management or data governance, please? Information management. I would just say maybe you should go for. We don't have anything relating to the data science are more front end rather than back end. Data science also is more front end and back end. We actually don't have anything that is tailored to data governance and all that, unfortunately. Okay. My sister and I stay together and we are both interested in data analytics. Do we pay separately? Is there some kind of discount? No, there's no discount regardless. You're paying individual. We're already giving you a discount, all right? We're already giving you a discount. So those are the things that we try to tell you. We're already giving you a discount. So for people that are talking about recess, you can see this is March 28th, 2023. All right. This one, there's no date in this. These jobs are almost a of them are this year. All right, all this year. So if you're looking to get started, please secure your position with your discount and let's get started. All right, thank you very much, everyone. I'm just gonna, this is what I'm gonna call it a day. So if you've had a wonderful time today, if you've gotten a wonderful time, if you've had a wonderful time today, I want you to unmute yourself and
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you big time, Florence. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
That's
thank you so much. Thank you so much for fantastic. Seriously.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Starting on 5th of August.
Thank
I'm looking at starting on 5th of August.
Thank you so much. I want to please send my tweet to you. How do I get across to you now?
You want to send your what?
My payment receipt. I'm from Nigeria.
Okay, just upload it online. You'll see the link.
I mean, can you please send the link to me because I want to make a transfer. And I don't know.
Okay. Just give me people with the vexel. All right, give me a second. Let me Joe, do you want to drop the link for main stack? So who is speaking about the payment? Sorry.
That is
please drop the link.
Please drop.
The link has been dropped on the platform already.
Yes, I want you. You can drop.
Lord Route wants to make payment.
Okay, Lord Rao. Okay,
so I want to make the transfer now, so I can upload it. Just send me the link so that I can upload it.
Okay, do you know what you do? Joan, please could you just get the account details of the internet?
I think I have the account.
You have the account. So what are you looking for? Sorry.
I have the account. I mean the receipt now. Do I need to do that?
Oh yes, you do. Absolutely. So let me show you how to do it. Very easy. So once you click on the link, once you click on that, once you click on the link, okay, the link is Enroll Me. Okay. Enroll Analytics. All right.
Okay.
So once you click on this link, mainstack.me.
Okay.
Once you click on the link, you'll see upload your receipt here.
Oh, okay. Okay,
I've
seen it.
So click on that. All right, and just put in your email, your first name, last name, your gender.
Nice. Okay. Nice one. Yes,
exactly.
This is nice.
Yes, fantastic. Yes. So thank you,
we are
guys.
coming together by Adesa is my lecturer.
Adesa is your lecturer?
Yes, in electric.
Oh, okay. Yes, Adesa used to work with Sahara Group. Yes. Part of the MI. Yes, fantastic. That's good. I think you know the people with us, so that's great. So Adesa is actually the founder of Semilytic, so we work together.
Yes, now.
Hello, sir. Can I ask
favor?
Hello, sir.
Favor for what? I thought you should tell me thank you. I will call it a day. You want to ask me for favor? Okay, no, you can go ahead with your favor. Don't worry, let me ask for favor.
For those in data engineering, why is the fee different from the rest? I don't know.
Because of the complexity of the program, first of all, complexity and the experts that are going to be teaching you. It's not easy for you to get a data engineer. And I'll sit down and take you end to end. It's very expensive to get a hold of these people. So that's the complexity. And you can check online, you'll barely see a lot of data engineers, all right? And they are very, very expensive. They're very, you try it out yourself, you'll see. So those are the complexities that we face in getting a data engineer that will take you end to end in the program. So it's very expensive to get these people. So, and our key objective is to teach people, all right? So we don't want to bore you with cost and all that. So regardless, that's the reason why it's slightly more expensive than the other programs, all right? It's just the cost of operation, essentially, and the complexity of the program. It's a new skill itself, so that's why. All right, guys, thank you very much. And looking forward to seeing you in class, all right?
God bless you.
Amen.
Peace.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Cheers, yeah. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.